Yo, what's up, man? How's it going? Can you hear me okay? See if I can get everything set up properly here. Hopefully you can hear me okay, though. Good morning, man. Louisiana once again. Glad to have you, bud. Definitely glad to have you again. It's a beautiful night tonight so far. Really beautiful night tonight. Thought it was good? Awesome. Super awesome. We'll pull Saturn up a little bit better. Look how beautiful Saturn's coming through right now. I was going to try to live stack it real quick just to see what it does. See how calm the atmosphere is. It's a little bit scattered, but it's not too bad. Well, not too bad at all. Looks like it's actually going to be a beautiful night tonight. Probably do a little bit more focus as well on the telescope. Really run the focuser down a little bit. And then check and see if I can see any moons currently. Definitely see Titan. Want a little bit more brightness. 1, 2, 3, 4. See 4 moons on the same side currently. Kind of hard to see the 4th moon right now. I can see about 4 moons. Another Louisiana person, that's crazy. We're going to have a mod in here in a minute that's from Louisiana as well. I heard you say yesterday that you have caught Pluto with your scope before. That's really incredible. Yeah, we can capture Pluto. It's a lot easier with the other camera setup, where like this camera just really zoomed in, so it's a little bit harder to find objects. But yeah, we can capture Pluto. Let me see if I can pull my cartridge do seal application to the right window, which is what we use to control the telescope to basically go to targets. Let me even see where Pluto is. Yeah, Pluto's already behind trees though. Go around, look real quick, see where we're at. Looks good. Yeah, looks like a really good night. What's up, Space Art? How you doing? OTC, what's up? Really cool view of Saturn. This is Saturn and three of the moons coming in right now. There's a 4th one there. Just to the left of Saturn, there's one that's a little bit less bright, but sometimes I'm seeing it. Yeah, got rid of the clouds for a bit. It's supposed to be cloudy tonight, but here we are. We got clear skies. Really, it's going to be an off chance of streaming for the next week, roughly, just due to all the clouds that we're supposed to be getting. Yeah, Saturn's looking really good tonight, especially if we pull out some of that brightness. It's really beautiful currently. It's not every night that you get like a really decent view of Saturn, but tonight's one of them, though. You can see the striation there at the equator. You can see some of the striation of Saturn there. It's really beautiful. Jupiter is near the moon. Yep, it comes up right before the moon currently. Comes up right before the moon. Ah, sweet 4th. Appreciate it, man. Gotta pull out the anti-cloudinator. I know, right? We need one of those. We need to come up with an anti-cloudinator for sure. 20 days out, yep. Yeah, we're coming up on, we're actually coming up pretty quickly on Saturn in opposition, by the way. Usually you get your best views when Saturn's in opposition, especially that night of opposition, but the nights leading up to like the nights afterwards are really good times to capture Saturn. But it's really a beautiful view right now, to be honest. Jupiter's out for you. It probably is. It'll be coming up soon for us here in the Kansas City region. It'll be coming up pretty dang soon. Let's see if I can pull this over properly. There we go. See the comments a little better on my side. It's a gorgeous view though tonight, for sure. I'm going to be coming up on some really cool stuff here soon. We're going to do some deep space views, which are going to be like going for nebula galaxies as well. Then we're going to have shooting stars. We'll do some shooting star nights where we actually look for shooting stars. It's a lot of fun always. And then of course we're going to have Jupiter coming up much sooner, so we'll get a lot more views of Jupiter within the next month or so. We'll be seeing Jupiter quite a bit more here. Jupiter comes in really beautiful, and we'll actually zoom in a lot more when it comes to Jupiter because it is a little bit closer and easier to focus on than it is with like a planet like Saturn right now. Saturn's edge on with the ring, so you can barely see the ring right now. It's just kind of a line right there, and it's basically our perspective from here on Earth as it orbits around the sun. It gets this edge on view, and then eventually, about 7 years after that, it's going to be at this widest width of what we can see of the rings, and then, of course, 14 and a half years from this point, it's going to look like this again. So about every 14 years is roughly what we see with Saturn. Then every 14 years, we see a little bit wider width, of course. Some of the cool things with Saturn, obviously, is we can see some of the moons with Saturn tonight. Some of the moons are actually coming in really beautifully. So we can pull them back in a few of them anyways. You can see Titan up there on the top left, and you see 2 more moons. You can almost see the 4th moon there right next to the ring on the top side. It's just really gorgeous to see as well. See if I can turn up the USB speed on the system so we can get a little better compression as the USB comes from the camera that's hooked up to the telescope. And if you are new here, this is a telescope view. The telescope we're using right now is a C11. This is a very large telescope. I'll try to pull it in right down there by the check. You can almost see the telescope. It's a C11, which is an 11-inch mid-cast screen telescope. This gives us a really high focal length when it comes to viewing stuff like the planets, for example. So this is a live view of Saturn using, basically there's a dedicated camera on the back that gets sent out to my computer, and then from the computer to Streamlabs, and then out to like YouTube, for example. But a really cool view for sure. And tonight's looking pretty decent. There should be some cloud coverage coming through sometime, probably within the next hour or so. Hey Andres, how you doing? But you can see Saturn here right above the telescope there near the chat on the top right side. You can see where Saturn's at. It looks like a star, but it's super, super bright. Definitely is a planet, man. We checked, we verified it's a planet. You know, hey, it's a really beautiful night out there. Really stunning night. We'll start to see Pleiades as well, rising over the trees here, which is 7 sisters. We'll see Pleiades coming up, and then right behind that's going to be Uranus. Uranus will come up right after Pleiades does. Christopher, what's up? I see you. Welcome in. I don't know if you guys like getting to see the moons. I personally like to see the moons around planets. I think it's really cool. Lunar, what's up, man? Of course, we can either see we can see Saturn in a little bit more detail like what we see here, or we can crank it up a little bit of the exposure and be able to see some of the moons. I personally like seeing the moon, so it's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to see, let me know. Feel free to say in the chat if you like seeing the moons, or if you like just seeing Saturn like this. Whatever it shall be, it's always a fun deal. Let's start anywhere I live in California. That's crazy cool. In the mountains, and if you drive up the mountains. So dark, you can just see everything. That's really awesome, Christopher. I love it, man. I like both, yeah. I'm a big fan of the moons, personally. There's 274 moons around Saturn. We can see 5. On a really good night, you can capture a 6th one, but we can see 5 of them from here at the observatory. Yeah, the moons are really awesome. They really are awesome to get to check out. See if we can move the telescope just a bit, get Saturn up a little higher. Can you guys see it okay? Is it bright enough on your side? Been doing research on our moon all day. That's awesome. X-ray and olive in the toothpick. Yeah, kind of looks like that, don't it? Kind of looks like it. The moons we're seeing right now is going to be Tethys, Rhea, Titan, obviously. We've seen Titan up there, and I don't think we've seen Mimas currently, but we've seen Titan, Rhea, Tethys, and can't remember which was the other one that we're seeing. Easy way to draw Saturn with the 0 to the line. Yeah, for sure. Yo, D-Town, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. Honestly, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I pulled the solar system information here. There we go. A lot easier to view. Clear it out. We should be good. Looks like Dione right now is really close to the ring. So is Hyperion. Hyperion's a really beautiful moon. What telescope do you use to watch? Right now we're using the C11 telescope with the EQ 6R Pro. I am. See if we can pull this out a little bit more. Claudius, Tethys, and then yeah, Rhea, and then Titan is how we were seeing the moons. And Claudius is a little bit harder to see. It's a relatively smaller moon. It's a really beautiful telescope. This is a super beautiful telescope. I enjoy using it. It's a relatively heavy telescope though. Why are you always looking at Saturn? Right now, Saturn's pretty much the most prominent object in the night sky at this period. Eventually, it's going to turn into being like Jupiter at this period, and then so on. It'll be Orion Nebula that we'll be focusing on. So it really comes with the season. Right now, we're basically in as far as the planetary season goes, we're really into the Saturn season currently. It just kind of changes throughout the year, though. It's just whatever target is the best target to be able to see from here at the observatory. Of course, we could be going to something like Andromeda and looking at deep space stuff. But I think we'll be doing a little bit of deep space. Probably within like a week from now, we'll do a little bit of deep space. So just as soon as we get rid of all the clouds and rain that's supposed to come through the Kansas City region, we'll do some deep space stuff and check out some galaxies and nebula and star clusters and whatnot. Brody, I appreciate it. Honestly, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Tom? How you doing? Glad that you were able to find us. Hopefully, you enjoy what we do here. You're not going to see me on here dancing or twerking or anything. What you'll see with us is going to be live views, basically, of space. Near Kansas City. Yeah, I'm in Kansas City area. Can't wait for the deep space stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit slower paced, obviously, because we got to do longer exposure, but it's a lot of fun getting to see those objects we typically don't see when we look through a telescope. That's a lot of fun. Andromeda is really cool. Andromeda is really cool. It's massive. It's really massive. It's about the like when we usually take the photos, it takes up about three times the size of what we see when we look at like the moon, like a full moon. Yep. Currently, we're hanging out Saturn. Currently hanging out the beautiful planet Saturn. We got Saturn and some moons tonight. See if I can bring in some of the moons again. Titan's going to be the really bright one up there on the top left. Beautiful Titan doing its thing. Here, Missouri have some great pictures of objects in the sky. Dude, that's awesome. That's super awesome. Missouri has beautiful skies. We really do have beautiful skies out here. Gonna show some nebula? Yeah, we will. We definitely will. This is not the setup right now for doing nebula. Like, this is really refined. The setup that I'm currently using is refined for doing like planetary views. But probably within the week though, we'll do some nebula and galaxies. You can see three. There's four. It's kind of tough to see the fourth one right now. It's really tough to see the fourth one in Claudius. It looks like Saturn shooting out stars. Kind of does. I mean, I can see that. I can see that. What's up, Ace one? How you doing, bud? What's a wonderful reset of the news of the day of the politics? Yeah, I get it. Get 100%. That's why I don't get like into religion or politics here at all. We try to stay focused on just enjoying what we're looking at, discussing the objects that we look at for sure. You're an amateur astrophotographer from India. What's up? How's it going, bud? Glad to have you here. Definitely glad to have you here. Sometimes you do need a reset. Sometimes I think we have to reset from our daily stresses. I think that's the best way to probably say it, but reset from the daily stresses and just take a breath in, look up, because the cool thing is, like, when we look up here, there's no politics, right? This is Saturn doing Saturn things, being out there and just looking beautiful. I think that's the greatest thing. Right now, C11. Currently using C11. We got 16 telescopes here at the observatory, though. Have you seen Saturn yet? Can you get good images of the bands, the storm bands? So there's, if you're talking about like the different striations going through Saturn, on a really good night, you can get decent views of it when you do processing of Saturn. You can see quite a bit of the striations going. Basically, in our view, it's going to be following the ring, right? Astro Amateur Channel RBG. Let's miss something there. You're on the planet right now. Crazy. Tell my butt here that we're live. What surprised you the most when you learned new about Saturn? The white storm. I think the white storm, the Great White Storm, is really surprising of its own. I think there's a lot of things that are wild. Hey, what's up, Jenny? Happy night, Yanni. Sorry, I doze off. No, I get it. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. What's my favorite planet? Our planet. Our beautiful planet. We have such a beautiful and amazing planet. Before like observing, I would have to probably go like Jupiter. I think I'd have to go with Jupiter for sure. Yep, hanging out Saturn right now. Hanging out beautiful Saturn. Coming in, wiping my eyes and yawning. I doze off. It's all good. Yeah, it happens. Right now, C11. We're currently using an 11-inch Schmidt-Cassegrain screen telescope. Let me point the camera out a little better for you. That's the telescope we're currently using. Rings of Saturn. Rings of Saturn are pretty crazy. Rings of Saturn are really crazy. Really beautiful. Your favorite planet is Jupiter? I get it, man. Jupiter's so beautiful. It's a very majestic and stunning planet to observe. It really is. Dang, Blair's not gonna forgive you for sleeping through the view. Whoa. Got called out, Jenny. Jenny's our resident alien, if no one knows. She is our resident alien. How many moons are in our solar system? Well over 1,000. Well over 1,000. Dude, Tom, I appreciate you, bud. Your favorite planet is Uranus? Uranus is a beautiful planet. It's a really interesting planet. Saturn is like the crown jewel of the solar system. It really is. What is the white storms actually? I've never heard about it before. So it's something interesting that occurs about every 30 years, but this last one, I can't even remember when, 2011 or so, was the last time it occurred, which was really baffling because it was, I think before that was like 1990. So it was roughly 21 years later. We really don't know though. We don't have an answer of why it does what it does. Put a video 3 weeks ago, big lead orb, a triangle shape. Man, they're coming for you. Why don't you look at I Atlas? So 3i Atlas is not where we can see it currently. Currently not where we can see it. Not up where we can see it, but probably the end of October though. We'll get to view it. Yes, I got another choice, Jenny. That's funny. That's super funny. But doesn't Saturn have seasons? Yeah, I mean, Saturn does have seasons of its own. It does. You think it's just a comet? I do. Yeah, when we talk about 3i, I think it's just a comet. Interstellar comet. Or you're gonna get booted. I'm telling you, man. Here's the funny thing, dude, is your age is really shown because it's actually pronounced Uranus. Literally pronounced Uranus. Yo, what's up, Jer? How's it going, buddy? Good to see you again tonight, man. Well, it's speculation because there's a lot we just don't know. There's a lot we just don't know. You think Elon really gonna get to Mars? Maybe, maybe. Have you ever seen anything fly off or into Saturn? Ooh, like it'd have to be super massive to be able to see it from here. Like really massive. Made me giggle. But a lot of things do. I got you, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, absolutely, Jer. I'm just so glad to see you, brother. Are you going to be able to see the asteroid passing by? Which one? There's quite a bit. Are you talking about Apophis? Really want to learn astronomy? Can I learn without college? Absolutely. Yeah, most, I mean, amateur astronomers make up the majority of the science community when it comes to astronomy, which are going to be mostly people not educated. Does Saturn have a surface? I mean, in a sense, it does. It's gas surface, so it's not something that we'd walk on, not a terrestrial type surface, but there is a gas surface. So we tend to say there's no surface of Saturn because basically you go from the atmosphere inwards and then you find a little bit more dense gas per se, and that would be the surface of it. Northern hemisphere to the right of USBA minor constellation. Crazy, man. Does the sun rotate around the Earth or the opposite? We rotate, well, so there's different. We orbit around the sun. We rotate on our axis, but we orbit around the sun. And then we're all, the sun and the rest of us are doing this fun orbit around our black hole Sagittarius. So we're on the move inside of our galaxy, and the galaxy's on the move inside of our cosmos, and just so on. But we orbit around the sun. So far the clouds are like, they look like they're trying to stay away. Looks like we're in good shape tonight for the most part. Looks like we're going to have a nice viewing tonight. Do you think our species will ever visit another solar system? I doubt it. Like, personally, I don't think so. Yeah, I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. How that gas doesn't cookies into a sun. And so it kind of does. Like when we talk about Saturn here, when you take the hydrogen, you get near the core, then we have metallic hydrogen, which is almost like a fluid. It's not quite a solid, obviously, but it's a metallic hydrogen. So taking a gas and it turns into almost a fluid state. Saturn's the brightest planet for me right now until Jupiter comes up, and then of course it'll be much better. Okay, sounds good, Jenny. Sounds good. Can we capture any Andromeda Galaxy planets from here? No, we don't actually see the planets visually. What we know about giant squid, the species of kraken, most likely was a thing and maybe still be alive. I mean, that's pretty tough to say. Now, Jupiter is a massive gas planet. Jupiter is our first gas planet out there. All the 4 planets outside of the 4 inner planets, so of course Mercury, Venus, Earth, and then Mars are our terrestrial planets, hard surface planets, and the remaining 4, so Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are our gas planets, and Uranus and Neptune, though, are more like an icy planet, though. Hey, what's up, Brad? How you doing, bro? Favorite thing out of Andromeda has to be the strain. Andromeda is really cool. The cool things about viewing Andromeda for me is probably the dust lanes. I really like seeing the dust lanes on Andromeda. He popped up the article today that Saturn will be at the brightest on the 21st. Kind of cool. Yeah, it'll be at the brightest for us because of opposition. It'll be called opposition. How hard is it to grow plants in space? I mean, it's been done. Potatoes being the first. Yeah, gas planets for sure. Yeah. Giant ice planets, gas planets, however you want to say. Yeah, they're still going to end up being gas planets. Space fries, yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. There's some really weird people on here that think they make really cool jokes, I guess, like 2-year-olds. When are you going to be able to see show Andromeda Galaxy? At the end of this week, if we get some clearing skies, there's going to be quite a bit of rain coming through the Kansas City area. But just as soon as we get clearing skies, we'll jump on Andromeda. We'll capture it. Men don't belong in space. I mean, it's true. Like, we're not really good at space travel. As far as like mankind, we're just not that great at space travel. Our bodies just don't take it very well. Where are you going to show the? Okay, I got that one. You think of the solar system as a car engine and everything out there has something to do with powering Earth? Pretty well. It's one way to look at it, I guess. Oh, a silly logo. Yeah, that happens. Space is water? No, there's water in space, but space itself's not water. What's he C20? Gotcha. This is a beautiful view of Saturn tonight for sure. We got a really beautiful view of Saturn. We got Saturn, we got some moons, if I can turn the brightness up the right way. You'll see some of the moons up there as well. Gotta really turn it up right now though. You get some of the moons come through. See beautiful Titan up there doing Titan stuff. Titan's the second largest moon in our solar system behind Ganymede, which is next to Jupiter. Ours comes in number 5. Do planets really have an effect on the Earth? There's a little bit of tidal force still when it comes to planets, but not the effect that you would imagine though. Like for example, like the effect that we get, mostly the sun. The sun is what really carries us through. Why does Earth have a firmament then? I mean, that's a biblical term. I think you're reading it wrong in the Bible. You're just reading one phrase instead of trying to put it all together. First planet I saw through a telescope was Saturn at an observatory. I was 13 years old. That's crazy, ain't it? Saturn's stunning. Like I think that's actually one of the first planets most people get to see is actually going to be Saturn. You think we'll explore the universe in AI programs like Holodex? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, ours is the largest compared to the host planet. That is true. Absolutely, I agree. I think that makes ours just super awesome. Can you tell me which is the most unstable planet? Well, Uranus would have to be unstable. If you're talking about like just the weirdness of things, like how it sets like 90, whatever, 96, 97 degrees, that makes it fairly unstable in a huge sense. Though everything's relatively stable for the most part in our solar system. It's pretty much what you would consider more of a mature solar system at this point. What do you think the empty space is made of? It can't be just nothing. Don't know. We don't have an answer. We don't observe much there. Space seems to be relatively empty and just like nothing. What's south of Antarctica? We'd be going up north from that location to the direction you're heading. So I guess it depends on which way you go. Hey, from New Zealand, how much is the telescope you're using and what type? So this is C11. C11's run about 6,000 or so. Where's a planet made of diamonds? There's one planet that actually gave off some spectroscopy of mostly like a diamond. I don't remember what star system it's in though. I can't remember. There's probably a lot of dark matter in space. We don't think that there's it's not going to make up a massive amount of space though. We don't account for gravitational forces saying like there's a ton of dark matter. There's quite a bit of dark matter, just not making up everything. But space is a vacuum. That'd be a good way to actually say it. Wasn't my first telescope, dude? I can't remember. It's a refractor type telescope. I remember that. I was like 8 years old though. Titan and Rhea, and Tethys and Claudius. Yep. Only hope is interstellar aliens giving us tech. I mean, it'd be pretty crazy, right? That'd be pretty crazy. That would be pretty darn crazy. How many continents are on Earth? 7. We have 7 continents. Read from an article that says our solar system orbits the galaxy. Any counterclockwise? Is that true? I can't remember exactly. I think it is accurate. A lot of things tend to orbit counterclockwise too. A lot of things. There's other things that don't. Take Venus, for example, that orbits clockwise. Dark matter exists because it's in the math. That's true. Yep. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Yeah, I mean, here's a free telescope that you get to use. Here's a live view through a telescope. So, really cool. You get to hang out and not have to pay anything and enjoy really cool views of stuff like this, like Saturn, for example. We bring down some of the brightness again. You can see Saturn, the striations. Dark sky reserve here. Oh, no way, down in New Zealand. Don't you guys have more clouds than clear skies, though? We see Titan there. Yeah, it was the one that was on the top just a second ago. Yeah, it's in our perspective. Depends on the direction you're looking, correct? What's up, Rick? How you doing, bud? You see any man-made asteroids? Would you report it or just protect yourself? No, you'd report it. Absolutely. I think once life is true, like for example, the best evidence we have of life right now was discovered on a rock on Mars last year, and look at how public it already is. In science, there's not much to hide. Like, you don't want to hide stuff because the more we learn, the better understanding we get of stuff, right? And this updates our understanding of everything else as well. Can you tell me about empty spots in space? I wonder why it's so empty compared to other spots. There's just not a lot of material out there, and it's just massive. We talk about the cosmos, it's super massive, and there's only so much material. Do you believe the Earth is a ball? I mean, I believe we're a spheroid, if that's what you're asking, that we are round, if that's what you're asking. What's the best astronomy book that I can buy? Honestly, one that I really love is Turn Left at Orion's a really good one, but probably that one. Probably go for like Turn Left at Orion or something. Yeah, the solar system is gigantic. Gyroscope, bounce harmonics, our keynote. Love it. It means it must have an end. That's crazy. Yeah, as far as we know about the universe, the cosmos, that there is an end to it and it's expanding. Have you watched Interstellar? I have. Boring movie for me, but I have. Got an Orion XT8. Use some of the old binocular stargates. I got you. Sweet, dude. You believe the Earth is a rectangle? Like a donut shape, even? Our planet rotates on a tilted angle. It does. Eventually, I live in a circle while rotating around the sun, and the whole solar system is moving forward through space. Yep. Are we spinning at 1,000 miles per hour? No, we don't spin at mile per hour. We spin at rotations per minute. Or you can even do rotations per hour, rotations per year, or such. Plus tracker, yeah. What's up, Mario? How you doing, bud? I see you again. Boots voids pretty well. It does really well. Have you ever seen anything in your telescope in outer space that you couldn't understand and couldn't explain? No, not really, man. For the most part, things are pretty dang consistent when we look up. Yeah, flat earth for spotted. Yeah, it's fine. Obviously anybody can, like, and here's what he's gonna say is he asked me and he's just gonna say Earth is flat, but he got no evidence to back him up. The only thing he has is crayons that he chews on, and he really don't even have any of those left. Oh, I'm sorry, Bacon. We are spiraling down. I mean, that's another way to look at it. It's plain where Earth is so tranquil compared to other every other planet. I think that's kind of a tough one. I think that's actually a tough one to get into, like a conversation of. Feels flat to you? That's fine. You can feel flat. Thing is, you're super small compared to our planet. Really, really small compared to our planet. The Earth is a donut, the moon is cheese, and the sun is a light bulb. Man, some people believe it though, right? Yeah, it's not. It feels flat. It looks flat to us. We're super small when we talk about us as a person on this massive planet. But some of the things you can do is just watch the sun. It goes overhead. We're coming up on shorter days. Right now we're like 14 hours, I think. We're going to be coming up on much shorter days. You've been a pilot for over 30 years. I call out bull crap pretty quick on you right there. Right there, I actually call out bull crap because, yeah, okay, sure. But anyways, you can look at the sun and see that it makes pretty much a straight line through the sky. Don't make that 180 plus degrees in the sky and basically coming up out of the southeast, going to the north and then back to the southwest is what you would require to see if you had that 360 degree rotation over a flat Earth. And we don't see that at all. Explain yourself, boy. You just called me a boy too. Man, look at you. You're already getting triggered. Can you make Titan visible again, please? Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if we can pull it back in. Look at this guy getting all... You're spraying lights. Dude, I just said something that you can actually test yourself and everybody else can. Pretty simple. Have a good night. Some person said that they can't see the Earth curvature because the Earth is large, but also because of refraction stuff. So refraction is pretty wild. That's like the light bending basically. But you can see, you can absolutely go out and watch boats, like in the ocean, for example, and so for 3 point whatever miles it is, and you'll start to no longer see it. And some other thing you can do, obviously, drive towards the mountains. If you see the top of the mountain before you see the bottom of the mountain, you know the bottom of the mountain's closer to you, so you're seeing something that's beyond the curve. Got annoy me too, dude. Alrighty, for sure. Oh, show. I don't know, it's 2025, so anybody that thinks we're still on a flat Earth is way beyond it, because we can do all these things. I can tell you exactly where Saturn is at what given time and what given date, and we can only do that with a globe and rotational. So how much can you zoom in? Right now, it's pretty decent zoom. We're pretty well zoomed in. We'll probably put in a bar though here soon, because we're going to be coming up on some of the brighter views of Saturn, so we'll put in Barlow so we get more zoom. But this is a pretty decent view because we get to see the moon as well. As you've seen, like right here, the one on top up there is Titan. That's going to be the moon Titan. Then you can still see the striation of Saturn here. But that thinks the Earth is flat is scary. Yeah, I agree. It's a cult. Definitely a cult. Hey, what's up, Blue? Roman. You can call me Roman. Hopefully I got most of that. I've been high sky to see there for the ball. Yeah, you got to be pretty high up there. Imagine trying to say that you were a pilot for 30 years and still thinking the Earth is flat. Can you tell us about your telescope new here? Hey, welcome in. This is the C11. Right now we're using an 11-inch Schmidt-Cassegrain screen telescope, so it's kind of like a hybrid between a refractor and a reflector. It has double mirrors, and light comes in, hits the main mirror on the backside here that you see on the bottom, gets pushed forward to a secondary mirror, and hits that, and then gets refocused and sent back to the back where the eyepiece or camera shall be. Can be easily dismissed, yeah. But I would know that Earth, that flight paths, yeah, absolutely. Flight paths have to use the curvature too. It's built into most of the calculations. Rainbows are square, that's hilarious. If he's a pilot, I'm king of France. Oh my god. What if we really live on a microwave? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyways. Oh my goodness, you guys are a little poor Poor dude. You guys are too mean. I can't get that mean with people. I just... Golly. It's about to be the same as the Earth. Is that possible? So if we stand still in some spot in the in space, the time dilation is about the same as our Earth. Is that possible? You'll have to find an area where there's about equal gravitational force at what you're experiencing at the period. For example, like if you get like in a really tall skyscraper, your time's going to change compared to the people on the ground. How many moons are visible tonight? I've seen 4. So far I was able to see 4. There's distortion in the maps because the Earth is round. Can't we fix it manually by fixing the lines and shapes and such? I'm not too sure exactly what you mean there. You have to be mean to flat earthers. That's their language. No, dude, their language is like which crayon's the best one to eat and how small of a brain it would take to try to compare 1 + 1 to make it equal to. I haven't figured it out yet. It's pretty well. Like, honestly, I think they just want to fit in. I think they want to fit in with a resistance per se, and I think that's what most of it. And most of them don't believe the Earth is flat. They just want to be like that resistance, which makes no sense. Like, what are you going to resist by trying to argue the shape of a planet? I ain't figured that out. Green crayons are the best. Yeah, I thought red was. My bad. Earth is only one side to live on. What a waste of other sides. That's funny. Yeah. I just got here. Which crayon is the best to eat? Asking for it. I got no clue, man. I don't know. I'm not a crayon eater, obviously. Yeah, absolutely. That's horrible at the same time. You guys quit being mean to him. He was a pilot for like 98 years or something like that. Be nice to him. My goodness. C20, dude, we got the wrong camera in for doing C20. We got the wrong camera in. We need the deep space camera to do that. Just let them be delusional. They're not being delusional. Most of them don't believe what they're saying. It's just a resistance, a form of resistance. Very few flat earthers actually believe the Earth is flat. And the way you normally find out is you say, hey, can I show you evidence? And then they would normally respond back with, yes, I would like to see evidence. But if you get one that responds back with saying no because you're just going to fill me with lies and stuff, then you pretty much know at that point that they're fake. Orange is best to eat. Easy. Oh my goodness, green has a nice texture. Then how do Chinese people, etc., not fall off? Because it's round, it's gravity. We're all attracted to this gravitational ball. This is Saturn. Yep, we're hanging out Saturn. We are hanging out Saturn. The map has distortion because the Earth is round. Can't we fix it manually by fixing the line, shapes, and size? If a map has distortions because the Earth is round, I mean, I don't know a lot about the difference on how they make the actual map. Obviously, it's taking those and bringing it out, which does mess with the scaling a little bit. This Saturn, yeah, we're hanging out Saturn currently. Yep, hanging out Saturn. What's up, Tigers? How you doing, bud? Is Betelgeuse still stable? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. We've seen the great dimming. We've seen a great brightening period, but it's hard to tell, like, at what point it's actually at. Use a tracker machine on the scope. We do. Yeah, this is an EQ6R Pro mount that I use with a telescope. You can see Saturn every night, as long as we're in the season for Saturn. Right now, we're definitely in the season for Saturn. We're coming up on the point where at midnight it'll be straight above us. I can't believe people still think we are standing on the. Have you ever heard of gravity, Chris? If you ain't, then go jump off your roof and you'll find out pretty quick what it is. What's your thoughts on the hexagonal cloud formation on Saturn? Really hard to say. It's really hard to say. We don't know. Other planet and star, we see it round, and yeah, absolutely. And when we see a lunar eclipse, we see this round object go through, not like some kind of weird flat object. Can you see any supergiants from here? Sometimes we can. It depends on our setup. Like right now, our setup is not good at trying to find like supergiants, for example. I appreciate it. Let's find you. I appreciate that, bud. What state am I in? Missouri. Fake? Okay, cool story. Can't wait to see Jupiter in January. Yeah, Jupiter in January is going to be really awesome. That's when we come up on the period when it's going to be in opposition. No, this is a real view. It's live. Look, a man jumps off roof, find gravity waiting. Oh my goodness. Got him. Gravity is real. The Earth would eat itself. I mean, it does want to try to crumble into itself, but we got such a amount of mass, it kind of forces it not to. The moon does too. The moon actually tries to collapse in on itself and causes what we call like moonquakes. What are we going to look at next? Good question. Not too sure just yet. There's tests they're doing here and try to replicate the hexagon storm after Cassini. Yeah, absolutely. Again, I know. Wild people. Why are you in the state of misery? I don't know. This is a misery state. Honestly, it's not that bad of a state to live in, though. The moon is really cool to see. Just not up yet. It's a really beautiful object to be able to capture. I want to see one for a long time, but most of our people are interested in to observe planets. That's it. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I think planets tend to win when it comes to observation. It's just I think people can resonate with the planets more because it's something that almost anyone can get, even a pair of binoculars, a small telescope, and be able to see. What's up, Mo? I see you. What about the rust on the moon? What do you think about that? It's just something that we observe. There's a little bit of rust on the moon. It's not like it's going to turn like rusty color on us or anything, but we observe a little bit of rust, and it's most likely from some of the moisture we find in the crust on the moon, and then some of the oxygen being blown out from our atmosphere as solar winds come through. Gravity is not a force, so it's kind of like that's kind of a tough one, right? So it is a force, but it ain't a force. It's kind of a wild concept, right? But we go with gravity as a force, though. It's the weakest force that we know of. Why is it blurry? Because it's about 275 million miles away. But so this is a live view. You're actually watching a live view. When you see those images where it's not blurry, then that means that we're going to be taking a lot of photos of it and stacking them on top of each other, processing, doing after processing. That's a live view of Saturn right here. Yeah, the Earth tries to eat itself. Yeah, once it collapses in, it's similar. It's not. You don't see it as much as what we see of stuff like the moon, for example. Brief sigh of relief. I just said that about misery. So I'm going back to Michigan. Oh my goodness. That's super fun. What's up, Rivet? How you doing, bud? Ooh, it is warm tonight, by the way. It's actually really warm. Trip to Montana, New Zealand, possible. Hello, is this GTA 6? You know it ain't going to be released. Would you be able to see Titan with that telescope? Is it not strong enough? We can see Titan. I'll pull it in for you again. And we can definitely pull in moons here. See if we can pull some in. Really make out like 3 of them pretty well right now. Titan's the one way up there. We pulled it over a little better. The brighter one up there, kind of like an orangish color. Michigan again and again. My goodness, for real? I don't even remember what I said, bro. Did our system ever crash when you tried to capture any? Did your system ever crash when trying to capture any objects before? I mean, not that I can remember, like when trying to capture. Like sometimes I get system crashes when I first start stuff up and cables get caught up or something like that. The weakest source? Yeah, directly affect time. Yeah, pretty wild. That's really wild. Want a good VR? A Star Trek game? That'd be pretty cool. Crazy thing that we live, that we're a little thingy there, you know? I get chills when you pull the moons in. Just seeing them out there is crazy. I think so too, man. Imagine if we could see all 274 of the moons, though. Montana, what's up, Paul from Montana? Glad to see you, bud. Glad to see you. Ask Paul when he hasn't paid attention, though. Yeah, I've actually fell out of chairs, too. Be sitting at the telescope, and I don't remember, actually. I think I sunk in or something. The ground was kind of wet and sunk in and went rolling while alive. Hey, Sacred from Quebec. What's up? How you doing? How's everything going? You got really up on the channel. No views. Like a planet that disappears. It's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. What's up? What's up, Dorina? Absolutely. Do you know what the next was it next to the moon this morning? Jupiter and Venus. We're really close to the moon this morning. Yeah, I felt backwards. It's all bad. I felt a little off. What would you do if it just exploded and watching it? There's nothing that really would make it explode, so it's kind of way too hypothetical. Telescope right now, C11. Is it planet? Does planet X exist? Planet 10 exists? Not that we found yet. One moon only. We only have one moon, but we have 7 quasi-moons currently. Quasi-moons are small captured asteroids that are just temporary. Can hang out for a couple months for the most part. It's a dream about setting foot on Titan. That'd be pretty cool. Dream about radioactive decay. There you go. The NASA says is to go to the sun, so why we don't go to the sun at night when the sun turns off, please answer. Dude, Chuck Norris is the only person who can go to the sun. Chuck Norris is the only person who can actually go to the sun. No, Planet X ain't behind the sun. We sent out a Parker space probe, which takes a bunch of photos out that way. Be able to streamline rover production, think a universal design would be good to explore most of these moons. Yeah, I agree. I think sending out rovers is a much better idea than sending out people, for example. Is it real or a time record? This is real view. I'll move it left, move back right. That's a real view right now. I can go out there and even tap that telescope right there that you can see. You'll see it kind of like shake Saturn. Got another question? What's up? Someone still be over here. It's still hot. It's a lot more than 200 degrees. A lot more than 200 degrees. So that's actually a joke. That's a joke that came out from NASA. It says we can only go to the sun at night because it's turned off or it's cool or something. It was a joke though. Really funny. Who came first, chicken or the egg? Man, I would say the chicken, personally. No condiments. What you think? Why not just a bun-length hot dog though? Wouldn't that be a better setup? I mean, like, oh, I just picked up some bacon cheddar brats. It actually sounds really good. Can you wave the camera real quick? Wave at which camera? The one that's pointing at the telescope, or in front of the in front of Saturn? Yeah, it was a joke. Hey, what's up, Joe? Yeah, this is the live view of Saturn right now. Spend the same amount of money, whether you send humans to space or rubber. Yeah, but it's a lot safer. I think the safety comes back to be a better idea. Is it the food portion of the night already? Not just yet, but it did, I guess it did. Someone brought up hot dogs. Someone did bring up hot dogs. Is it safe out there where you're at? Yeah, I'm inside an observatory here. I'm enclosed. I'm enclosed actually where I'm located. What's the most interesting thing that you've seen via C3? Can you only select one? Via C3, can you only select one? The most interesting thing. Wow. C11 is what I'm using. If you're referencing the telescope via C3, I assume you mean the C11. I assume. Are you late to the party or what? What's up, man? How you doing, Donnie? How's it going, bud? No, we just started going live just not too long ago, actually. I was sure wishing I had a telescope last night. They were very well early this morning. The moon was very neat looking, yes. I hope you can get one soon. Yeah, C11, I got you. Honestly, the Ring Nebula is really awesome through the C11. Smaller objects like the Ring Nebula for sure come in really good. Pillar Creations comes in really well, which is the Eagle Nebula. And of course the moon. I think the moon looks so stunning in this telescope. Do you think gravity has its own particle? If not, why? I would assume not, because it's not observed. Everyone says it's about the moon, but obviously Saturn's made of cheese, especially in courthouse. Oh my goodness. Do you believe in aliens looking at the sky? So much of it. You see some unexplainable things. So here's a fun thing, Joe. I live stream like crazy, and some of my mods here can probably back that up. And when I say like crazy, I'm talking about thousands of hours, easily in a month if we don't have clouds. I put in a lot of time streaming. It seems like we never see anything wild, man. Never see anything wild. The optics C11. Right now I'm using C11. Reserved no for man. Yeah, methane anything. Siberia comes second. There you go. No particles are physical. And gravity is the result of mass. Yeah, absolutely. Hope aliens exist. It could mean interstellar travel is possible. Well, even if aliens exist, it don't necessarily mean interstellar travel is possible. We're going. Romano, geez, what the heck? Wonder why people are not interested in space lives streaming compared to other worthless live streaming. I think some people really like to watch women dance for some reason. Roman's just a crazy dude. He doesn't sleep. That happens. What's up, Dan? I'm not. Do you mean what state am I in? Is that what you mean? I'm in Missouri, near Kansas City. Yeah, okay, I got you. I'm Kansas City area. Yeah, 1,000 hours. I say 1,000 hours is honestly like probably around 1,000. I do some crazy stuff. Like I'll do like 7-8 hours a night type streaming. It gets pretty wild. After I just need to get well. Yeah, I hope you do. I hope you get to feel a lot better. Have you seen the round ball like drones flying around? We don't have a lot of drones out here that fly around. Full moon, co-founded a grassroots observatory in Nebraska. They have nighttime and solar telescopes. Got a new sub. Dude, that's awesome, Evan. What part of Nebraska? I'm like not too far from Nebraska, obviously. That might be pretty cool to go check out. They're not in space. I'm not sure if you're using the wrong there. I would assume you're trying to say they're not in space, but I'm not. I'll let you try to rewrite it, E. I'll let you try to rewrite that. Watching the moons orbit Saturn is how they realize they're not the center of the solar system. Yeah. Yep. Hopefully I got most of the rest stuff. Which object did you still want to capture on your camera so bad? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, I go for so many different types of objects. Comets are really cool to capture, to be honest. I think comets are really cool to capture. Nebulas are awesome. There's a lot of really beautiful nebulas. Galactus a fraud in there. What? Are the constellations feel the same in different planetary systems? For example, do you see the same Orion from Titan? Yes, you would. You would see the same Orion from Titan. This real-time view. Yep, that's a live view of Saturn. There's so much going on in the conversation. I'm not sure what's up. Yo, what's up, Cody? How's it going, bro? Have I heard of CERN? I know what CERN is. Let's pull down some of the brightness real quick. It's a tad bright, so we're looking at moons here. Obviously, more this bright, but you want to check out Saturn itself. You might have to turn up the brightness here. Well, you start to make out like the striation of Saturn here. Make sure I got all the comments. Please stay with us until 2061. Dang. Oh, man. Get this. Oh my goodness. You guys are pretty well. Branded Oak Observatory just northwest of Lincoln. Oh, okay. I got you. I'll have to look that one up for sure. Is this a glow-in-the-dark sticker on your ceiling? Yep, that's what it is. Can you capture the North Star? Yeah, we can swing it around to here in a bit. If I have a telescope like yours, I'll tell good night and sleep goodbye. Crap, it happens. Yeah, dude, I get it. I'll sell you Saturn for $50, dude. I might buy it from you. The constellations will change in hundreds of years. Yeah. I mean, it's thousands of years, not quite 100 years, but it takes a little bit of time. Saw from India yesterday. I took a photo of it last night. Dude, that's awesome. That's super awesome. You think you can capture Oumuamua? So it's no longer around. We can't see Oumuamua. It's no longer here. Yeah. Yeah, Oumuamua's long gone. It is long gone. Andromeda paradox blows my mind. Yeah, I know what you mean. The question is, are we the only ones in the universe? Or if aliens are real, where are they? Both are scary. It's a good question. It really is a good question. I would say the probabilities are there's something else out there, obviously. Have we found anything yet that we could say is for sure life outside of Earth? We have not. What is CERN? It's where they collide particles together. There's a massive particle collision ring, if you want to say. Kind of like the boxing ring, but for nerds. Hey, come on, we see only once in a lifetime. Yeah. Something like Oumuamua is like a comet we only see once in a once in the universe time. You are the Hollow Earth. I got you. You're down there with Godzilla. Got a real video I took myself. Nice, dude. This is Saturn. Right now we're hanging out Saturn. What about the other objects heading towards Earth? 3A. Say it could be extraterrestrial. Nah, it appears to be a comet. Anytime you see stuff that says like, oh, it's extraterrestrial, stuff like that, obviously it tends to be clickbait. People click in so they make money type stuff. It appears to be a comet, though. No doubt the life exists in the universe. Besides, yeah, I agree. I think there will be life out there for sure. Hadron particle. You ever capture meteors hitting our planet. So not hitting our planet unless one lands like right next to our camera. You know what I mean? My hypothesis on alien life is such. Even though it probably does exist, due to our solar system's position with the cosmic void, we are most likely to not be visited. The odds that we would ever be visited by an alien would be really, 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 really slim. The telescope right now is C11. Currently using C11 telescope. Can you see the International Space Station with the telescope? You could if it flies over. Reds, what's up, man? You going to bed? Punch one of these grays that came into my house. What? This dude's getting way out there on his aliens. Appeared out of nowhere. I think it was there already. I think a lot of people are talking about UFOs or something right now. You get a telescope like this one. This one's really nice. This one is. Luna, por favor. Luna es no arriba ahora. Luna es como dos más horas antes arriba aquí. That's the best intelligent life can do? Maybe. Thought about the possibility of making contact with alien life, as long as it's not intelligent life. I got you. Is our solar system in a void, man? It's like, no, it ain't. Why does Saturn have rings? We're really not 100% sure. Whether it was moons that got nearby and got crushed, whether it's a comet that got nearby and got crushed, it appears to be mostly ice, though. It appears to be a lot more icy than it does dust and rocky. What's a good budget telescope? Ooh, that's a tough one. Look up like a tabletop Dobsonian. Anywhere like $100 to $300 would be a good place to be. I hope I got everything there. Comments went by really fast. I'm sorry if I missed anything, by the way, y'all. I think comments went by really fast on me. Light pollution that ever made you go nuts before? Yeah, light pollution is the worst, to be honest. Yeah, light pollution definitely the worst. Which one where I can see the Chinese moon base? The Chinese does not have a moon base. How first contact occurred in there? I wouldn't want to risk the same thing on galactic scale. I love the movie Contact. Not First Contact, but Contact. 300. Oh, did you ask about mine? Mine's not 300. I'm sorry. I was saying a good budget telescope, probably $100 or $300, about where I'd expect to be. This one's a little bit more expensive. This is quite the expense here. That's my home stop peaking. Nice, dude. Plans to have Crowler's correct. Yeah. What do you feel about Buzz Aldrin saying that the moon landing was fake and says it never went? No, he never said either one of those, actually. You probably should watch the video. I think the thing that you're trying to reference is where he says you never seen us land on the moon because you've seen an animation because no one was on the moon before we actually landed. Go more like Independence Day. Oh man, Independence Day would be pretty wild, huh? How much is it though? My telescope, it somewhere around, with the current setup, somewhere around $6,000-7,000 with the current setup. That's the motorized mount, the go-to mount, which kind of tracks it through the sky, plus the telescope itself, plus the camera that we're using. Do you think intelligent life exists elsewhere? It's very possible. Could we already have first contact through channels, through like wavelengths maybe? Like the little tabletop LX90, yeah, I believe. Yeah, LX90 would be a good one. Yeah, absolutely. Here's about 500, 600, yeah. Even the 4SC is a really nice telescope. If you want like a go-to mount type telescope, the 4SC is really nice. Left out the mount. Yeah, you gotta have the mount and everything else. And you add in the observatory, the computer system, it gets really expensive. Can't believe it's just so much just for a telescope. Yep. The optics really matter. The glass that they put in these telescopes really matters though, so you can get decent views. Let me try to focus real quick on this. On Saturn. I did not pay attention. I know we're getting out of focus a little bit here. See if I can pay attention to focus. Make it look a little bit better for us. Kind of fell asleep. Sometimes I focus on comments so much I forget to focus on what we're observing. Comments are mostly chunks of ice. Yep, that's right. Thanks, Cody. Appreciate you, brother. Saw Saturn local observatory. I got to see one of the moons. Cool. Oh, dude, no way. Probably Io. Or sorry, not Io. Whoa. If it's just recently, we got a good couple of chances that we actually got to see Titan. Not a cool, obviously, but you can see Titan also cool right now. But we actually get to see Titan one more time, eclipse Saturn. Apple iPhone has a pretty good zone. It does. It really does. Can't communicate with another star system. The message would take too long to get there. Yeah, it would take a long time. Obviously, it'll take a long time. Should you invest my money in Dell computer? I don't know. Position of optics is very important too. Yeah, absolutely. Getting your optics positioned correctly is super important. So you know, on YouTube, you're focused in the lower part of the comments for your information. Oh, really? This is Saturn. Yep, we're looking at Saturn currently. Hey, what's up on the UKC side? How you doing, bud? Are you planning on seeing Mars in future live shows? We will. It'll be coming up in the early part of next year, though, before we get back to Mars. What's the most terrifying thing in space you're afraid of, people? Imagine inventing the telescope and being the first one to look through it. It'd be pretty wild, right? Because the way it is in the lower left quadrant. I must have missed something there. Can you zoom in far enough to solve life's greatest mystery? Love, I wish. I wish, man. Find peace, kindness, and love. That'd be awesome. There's no water in space. There's water in space. There's actually quite a bit of water in space. We find it on like comets, for example. A lot of different planets have water as well. Even moons. Take the moon, like for example, in Claudius. That's quite a bit. Gonna hit the bell button on your channel. I appreciate you, honestly. Thank you so much. How far are you zoomed in right now? We're probably pushing 350, 400 meg. Yeah. 350, 400, roughly. Can ants survive in space? Probably not. Probably not. Not like a tardigrade. Eating all of Josh's pretzels. Don't tell him. Oh, that guy. He's gonna say it's a cat. Make sure you leave the bag on the floor. Like where he knows the cat usually roams around. That'd be really funny. Yeah, Mars had water back about 4 million years ago. There's still some water on Mars as well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Is your system screening right now? Screaming right now? What do you mean by screaming right now? Is my system screaming right now? What about birds? It's probably going to be one of the more likely things that you would find, like as far as like alien life would probably be between water and probably like a bird. I want to believe that birds are going to be really common out there. Or flying type animals anyways. Well, thanks guys, appreciate that. You won't make like Pluto and exit? Alright. Nothing floating in space. Fall while orbiting. Things are pretty wild in space. Aquatic aliens? Yeah, aquatic aliens would be pretty cool. Your ancestors came from Mars? Dude, that's pretty wild. Trying to focus a little bit more again here. See if I can pay attention to what we're doing. What about lizard in space? It'd be pretty cool. Lizard in space probably be really cool to find. I wouldn't have a problem seeing lizards in space. Space lizards. Sounds pretty cool. Let me bring in a little bit more brightness for us. See if we can see the moons again. Get a couple of the moons come through. Moons! Thanks, Jenny. Favorite time, observable object. Oof. Man, that's a tough one. Like, total solar eclipses, I think, are always my favorite. I think, honestly, that's probably true. What's your opinion on some of the ground images of Mars with the, shall we say, anomalies? What looks like wreckage and rewinds? Not so much of talking about the wreckage or the rewinds. But I think it's going to be interesting to see like some of the rock samples come back for sure. Yeah, from Nebraska. Glad to have you. What if you travel through the universe and the rocks that hit us dictates what life is dominant? Like different amino acids and whatnot come from different areas. I mean, very possible, yeah. Will you be showing asteroids showers soon? So meteor showers, yeah, we will. We'll do meteor showers here coming up pretty soon, actually. We got a really big one coming up. What about the doors? I must have missed something there. How did the humans survive the Big Bang? We weren't around during the Big Bang. Wasn't around during the Big Bang. You're talking about the wreckage from first Mars rover landing. What do you think about the silicon-based life and silicon-based life? I don't know. I mean, I'm not an astrobiologist, so I really don't have much of opinions in that area, to be honest. Doors on Mars? My goodness. Yeah, lizards don't breathe, so why put them in space? I think we got like going on in a whole different direction. We were talking about lizards and ants, and I actually kind of got confused. Like, send it lizard or find lizards in space? I was kind of confused on that one. Oh, mods, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Meant to win in a fight. No be there. Oh my goodness. Object in the sky is Saturn located, for me, it depends on your location, but for me, I mean Kansas City, and it's coming up on the south direction, south-southeast right now. Are there more wheels or doors on Mars? More wheels on Mars than doors. I guess it depends on what you define as a door. You're going to talk about like compartment doors, open up like equipment, and there's a lot of compartment doors, of course. What are we watching right now? We're hanging out Saturn currently. You're in Arkansas, dude? Nice. Arkansas is a really beautiful state. Thank you very much for the living creature still. Gas station and mirror. Something smaller than the quarks. In comparison, doing something. Did you not yet understand? Maybe. Very maybe. I think she'll appreciate that. Mars is a will. Joke's on you. Mars is a will. What telescope do you use? Right now we're using C11. Missouri. I'm on the Missouri side. This is the Missouri side. Red Wire Corp is growing some scary stuff. I don't even know what Red Wire Corp is. Not even sure what that is. Let me see if I can pay attention to focusing, though. We go quite a bit here. See if we get some moons looking a little better. Let's see. Are we going the right way or the wrong way? Does it look better or no? Looks off a little still. Focus. On the focuser quite a bit, maybe. I can't even tell if I'm making it better or worse, to be honest. Thoughts on 3i Atlas? Probably a comet. Interstellar comet. Probably an interstellar comet. Let me pull it down a little better. So you can see some moons here. The one on the far top left, that's going to be Titan, second largest moon in our solar system. Missouri, Kansas City is larger than Kansas, Kansas City. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of ironic, huh? Sure, it's a lovely place, but ain't that Hillary thing encrypted? A politician from Arkansas. Must have missed something there. Can you tell me about the lensing effect and how much it affects the space observation? Lensing, like as far as using lensing, gravitational lensing to be able to see further out there. That's what I assume you're speaking of. So gravitational lensing allows, like James Webb Space Telescope, to actually see further than the observable universe. Just kind of helps magnify the light that it's looking through. In a sense, it's kind of like the easy way. It's definitely the wrong way to say it, but it's kind of the easy way to say it. Like see a space whale. Space whales would be pretty cool. That'd be really cool. Is there any chance of being able to see or tell Saturn? If it's Saturn without telescope, yeah, absolutely. Looks like a really, really bright star. Looks like a really, really bright star. Let's see if I can move the camera just a bit here. Let me get closer to it. Looks like a really bright star up there. There's Saturn right there. So yeah, kind of, let me try to position this a little better actually. Maybe, up there it is right there. There's Saturn right there. That really bright dot up there. Hydrogen is abundant in space, that is true. Hydrogen is definitely abundant in space. Yep, looks like a star though, but it's really bright. Just learning about Boots Void recently. Wild stuff, yeah, it is. It is for sure. Galileo's telescope is stronger than this one. That's cool. Yeah, you got to be able to close the chat to be able to see the bottom screen. You can't see it at all, even with the chat on top of it. Which of those moons are Titan? Titan's the one on the top left, the brighter one that we see here. You can see some turbulence coming through right now, which is causing it to get a little really wild, actually. I can see we're way out of focus, too, now. Let's see if we can hold in a little better here. It's like a focus flop going on currently. Let me try that. There you go. Hopefully you can see a little better anyways. We're filming from Kansas City, Missouri. And hopefully I got all the comments there. Well, some of these comments really go by pretty quick. Have you seen my family flying around? I have not. I don't think I have. What's up, Claire? How you doing? I see Ray Ray. What's up, Ray Ray? There we go. Yeah, really beautiful view though. You guys went really calm all of a sudden. We don't do religion here, man. We don't do religion or politics. We just try to chill, make everybody feel welcome. Do you ever travel to the observatories for fun or research, historical research in San Diego? I do not. I usually do not go out and about to like observatories. Pen over, you can see Iapetus. Hopefully got that. What a stellar view. Yeah, it's a beautiful view. It's not a bad view tonight at all. Really beautiful to get to see the moons. I always love seeing the moons. Always love getting to see moons. Let's see if we can focus a little better real quick. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to go past it, and then hopefully we get really close to a little better focus here. Is it looking any better? No. Still a little bit of focus flop, actually. Go back a little bit now. Yeah, looks like a little bit of turbulence coming through. Maybe a silly question, but does Saturn always glow that color? Yeah, I mean it does. Once we got stuff like in the atmosphere, it changes the color of our view, like smoke, for example. Do you have the capability to take pictures? Well, we do. What camera telescope are you using? Right now, C11 with the SV305. At one point, you can see the ring against the planet. Try again. Yeah, it's a brightness right now. That's why you can't see the striation of it. Let me pull it down a little more. You can see it right here. Just gotta really dim it down quite a bit. There's a lot of atmospheric turbulence going through currently. You can see it really getting a bit wavy. Have a Fisher Space Pen AG7. I do not. Sounds kind of cool. That sounds really cool. Hopefully we don't have any clouds getting ready to push through on us. I hope not. I don't see any in the view. Let me pull up the all-sky camera. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Yeah, it's just turbulence coming through, it looks like. Well, I know that there is some. Like, there's really, really thin clouds right now. It's just not that bad. Let me show you the all-sky camera. You can see some really thin clouds that way. I don't know if you guys can see it there. Saturn, Neptune right next to each other on the bottom right. You can see where the telescope's pointing. You can see some thin clouds there. There's a little bit of turbulence coming through. Not horrible, though. Still viewable. It's the pen that's made for astronauts. For the Apollo missions. Didn't want to use pencils anymore. Oh, I got you. Okay. That sounds really cool. Sounds really cool. Let me pull my chat back up again. There we go. Oh, thank you, Big. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, Big Dog. Kerbals never made it off the ground. Yo, thanks so much for the sub. Honestly, thank you so much for the sub. I'm new to the YouTube side, so trying to get familiar with it. I appreciate all the subs and helping us grow over here on the YouTube side for sure. I appreciate you. Looks like 2 months for me to go past the moon. Let's see the moons again. You can pan to the apparent up and left, yeah, towards Lake Titan. Yeah. We get enough brightness again. You can see the fourth moon right there now, coming through right next to the ring on the top. It's a bit really bright right there, but there we go. Oh, go the right way. There you go. Never seen Saturn like this. Saturn is really beautiful, really majestic. Can we ever see the moons right now? We can see some of the moons. Aiming at Atlas and Swan next. Yeah, Swan's going to be crazy. Swan is really rapidly brightening up, but it's over near Mars, which is A2, C2025A2. When you mentioned Swan, Atlas is not above the horizon. Neither one of them are actually above the horizon for me currently. Yep, those dots are moon. What is that smaller star below Saturn? Probably just a star. Yeah, it's just a star. I see it right now. On the left side, of course, of your guys' view, but Yeah, it's just star over there. Down the top, Rhea, Tethys, and Claudius, and then Dione close to the rings. Let's see if I can throw you up there on there. There we go. Yeah, Atlas, or 3i, and R2. Sorry, it's R2 when we talk about Swan, I think it's R2. But neither one of them are above the horizon currently. Someone says turn up the brightness so we can see the moons, and now someone says turn down the brightness so we can see the color of Saturn. That's always a tough one. I never know if you, like, which way to go, to be honest. It's R2, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's rapidly brightening up though. Really exciting. Really exciting. I think it's like magnitude 9.01 near the end of the month. Gets about magnitude 9, so that's gonna be really cool. Japetus, if I can say it correctly. Japetus. The Iapetus. How you say Iapetus? Max out and delete all brightness. Spaceman. I guess. That's funny. Want to see the moons? I think for me too, like I really enjoy seeing the moons personally. I really like the moons. When Saturn's not edge on, like what we see currently with Saturn, I think Saturn's really gorgeous to get to see the ring, but there's not much we can really see at the ring currently, just because it is edge on. You wonder how Titan's night sky would look? Yeah, 100%. I'd love to view that too. Border number, it's roughly about a Bortle 2.7 where I'm located. Yep, this auto tracking mount. You can say tripod, I guess, but it's an auto tracking mount. Love seeing the moon, especially Saturn's moonhog. Yeah, 100%, dude. Such a moonhog, bro. Such a moonhog. Jupiter's different every time you look at it because of the moons. Yeah, the moons really get moving around Jupiter. Really fun to observe the moons around Jupiter for sure. The Galilean moons are gorgeous. My favorite Saturn scope, dude. Hey, what's up, Chandler? How you doing, bud? Moon order, yeah, Saturn is. Have you seen the video from the rovers on Mars of the night sky there? The blue sunsets are just beautiful. Yeah, blue sunsets are really beautiful. Super beautiful. I could go for a blue sunset. I could do it. Ah, Beans, it's awesome, man. Is that real? It is? Yeah, it's a live view of Saturn right now. Saturn and its moons currently. One way, if you guys ever want to know how to look up if like what you're viewing is real, you can look up on like skyandtelescope.org, for example, and Saturn's and moons on there, and determine what are the locations of the moons and see if it compares to what you're viewing, and that'll give you a really good idea if you're seeing a live view. Imagine looking at Saturn up close in the night sky, dude. That'd be gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely. That would be gorgeous. You know. Yeah, if it's fake, obviously we'd use images that look a lot better than what a live view would look like. Sunlight illuminating, this is Saturn. Currently we're looking at Saturn. Yep, it's going to be the sunlight reflecting off of the atmosphere of Saturn. The ring of Saturn mostly is ice, so it's very reflective as well. So many beautiful things in the universe what seniors never be witnessed, and I appreciate it. That's true, yep. Can we take a look at Neptune? We could try. Let's see if we can. Depends on the atmosphere, of course, but we should be able to. Ooh, not yet, actually. Saturn just crossed. Actually. Maybe we shouldn't do it. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean here. Let me pull this in here real quick. So this is how we control the telescope. And notice this line right here. So this is the east part of the sky. This is the west part of the sky. Saturn's right here. Neptune's somewhere over here. I can't really read it very well. So Saturn just crossed. So in order to do this, the telescope itself there on the bottom, if you guys can see the telescope down there, it has to flip to the other side and then try to get around to Neptune. It just gets a little wild. Currently it's 1:41 a.m. for me. Can I show you Earth? I mean, you can look under your butt. We can see the moons. Yeah, absolutely. Currently building my DSO setup. I have everything except a mount. Would you suggest a gym? Gyms are really nice, dude. I think gyms are really nice for the most part. I should say that I'm not a huge fan of a Celestron mount, but I mean, for a mount though, and for the cost, it's a really nice one. Can 28X binoculars can't see anything like this at all. Yeah, get like a 45X at least. Where am I? Kansas City. Can you control this telescope? Correct. It's my telescope here in the observatory. Correct. What would Earth look like with the telescope from Saturn? Blue dot. Much smaller than what we see here, though, but bright blue dot. Man, Brad might still be here. Bradley might be here. He may have fell asleep, who knows? Oh, you got an Alt-AZ mount and a homemade wedge. Yeah, but it's not great. Alt-AZ mounts tend to... the gearing's a little bit different. Like, I prefer like a German Ectorial. Like the Alt-AZ mounts tend to have gearing issues when they're overworked. Mars is not above where we can see it currently. Hey, what's up, Jerry from Chicago? How you doing, bud? What telescope would you suggest for beginners who love watching the planets? Probably, it depends on your budget and everything, of course, but tabletop Dobsonian, if you have the budget, maybe look at like the Celestron 4 SE, which has a go-to mount. If you have a little bit more budget, even consider something like the 8 SE. It just really depends on what you want to do. Like if you want to get into deep space, then probably get away from all that even. Chris, the only thing flat's your brain, man. As for astrophotography, I've heard some horror stories of setups and errors with wedge Alt-AZs. Yeah, I got a wedge Alt-AZ here on site. Yeah. How about the moon? Can you see that? If it was up, it's not up currently for me. Chris, if you think NASA's been around that long when people are seeing, since people have been first seeing the moon, obviously, you're pretty far out there, bro. Yep, pretty far out there. How about telescope? Kind of NASA thing. With a good budget, yeah, absolutely. Deep space is the idea. How far away is can you go through a telescope? So it's not about how far away you can go with. It's going to be how bright is that object and what's a maximum useful magnification or magnitude that your telescope will pick up. It's kind of the way to look at it. Planning to get a better telescope? I don't know. I mean, the 11-inch here is a relatively large telescope. This is a relatively large telescope. If we had anything better, it's a better night with the better atmosphere. That's what I would want. Better nights with better atmospheres. What's up, Tink? How you doing, bud? And Joe from New Jersey, welcome in. Glad to see you, Joe. Australian sarcasm, I guess sometimes. How about everything? Don't give him any ideas. Is it possible to see landing sites on the moon? I mean, not from here on Earth with the smaller telescopes that we tend to have. Obviously, you need a really big telescope to be able to get that that angular resolution. But if you look up photos from like Japan, Russia, India, you'd be able to see some of the images of things left behind. Also, you can look up like the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, their LRO. Can you show us another galaxy? We will soon. I'm not set up for galaxies right now. As you can see, our zoom that we currently have, this is mostly set up for planetary views. I'd get relaxed watching Saturn. Dude, 100%, man. Ever seen the movie Titan on Netflix? I have not. Actually, have not. I have not. 4:45 to 5 p.m. Eastern time. Must have missed something there. You need an 18-inch telescope, Brad says. What, dude? Man, Brad must have all that money. You think the U.S. never went to the moon in '69, but everybody that we were in a space race with confirmed it and also took photos and put them online? It's kind of a wild concept, ain't it? Also, we can use a retroreflectors to bounce light off of them, like lasers, get the signal back. We see the photos from China, which I'm sure they wouldn't want to say, hey, USA actually made it. Japan, India, and of course Russia. So, I mean, that's on you. It's honestly on you. That's the biggest proof. USA went to the moon. Soviets wouldn't let them, like, oh yeah, 100%. I think that's one of the largest things that we could consider is when the Soviets actually say, yep, they made it. Because they were the first ones actually to do a lot of crap. Like, the Soviets were really good with space engineering, from landing on Venus to flying by the moon and landing on the moon as well. Now, the first photos of the far side of the moon even came from the Luna 3, which is the USSR's flight. So it's pretty wild. Really wild. Hey, Rainbow, how's it going from the UK? Glad to have you, bud. Glad to have you. Do you know the person who invented the telescope to look into space? He's selling his telescope to the Navy and Army. Do you know the person who invented his telescope to look into space he's selling? I'm not too sure who that is. Not too sure. We don't have seen the bad pictures. Right, like, think about that, though. The bad pictures. Like, if it was fake, wouldn't it be good pictures? Soviets really helped Americans do much. Wasn't a lot of the ISS capsules Russian for a while. Yeah. Yeah, you finally got to sleep. Gotcha. Yo, what's up, Rainbow? How you doing, bud? How's everything going, man? We need a Mars race that'll kick things off, man. I'm excited about things that are going to be coming up, like that'd be a nice mission to Uranus, for example, coming up. That was a lot like what we've seen Cassini do with Saturn, which will be really interesting. Really interesting. I want to see us also get better at exploring Venus. 10.48, gotcha. Yeah, they were. I mean, they were decent photos and video for back in the year '69, but weren't great. Someone just remove your comment. I don't even think I've seen your comment come through. Venus has a super wild, just environment to the surface. Yeah, absolutely. Bree, there's a lot of evidence, though. For, like, you really want to get into. There's a ton of evidence. Like, for example, why would China take photos of all the stuff on the ground? India, Japan, and of course USSR, Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, and to even think that way, like the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that actually were involved with the mission. Australia happened to relay the communications, stuff like that. Gets pretty wild. Yeah, Venus is very scorching for sure. Acid rain, that'd be pretty wild, right? Acid rain for sure. First time seeing Saturn. Glad to have you. We got Saturn and some moons currently. Mods are tripping. I didn't even see a comment coming from you. Even if they would have stopped one of your comments for being kind of wild, I didn't even see it coming. Maybe it's YouTube blocking you. What about 3i Atlas coming in now? It's most likely going to be an interstellar comet. Why does it look so white? We got the brightness turned up to be able to see the moons up there. If you have the opportunity to go to space, we're in space right now. We're literally in space currently. We're literally in space. Yeah, you should be able to see 3 moons fairly easily currently. Yep. Yeah, AutoMod does some crazy stuff, man. That very well could have got you. So I'm guessing you must have said something that's really far out there. Saturn and the moons. How much magnification does that take, bro? Right now we're probably pushing 350 to about 400. Yep, they're gonna get behind this sun. We'll see 3i most likely near the end of October, though. We'll start to get a little bit better views of it. Titan's the one on the top left, the brighter one. No, nothing bad. Mike says fake. Okay, I mean, sorry if that's how you feel, man. Literally a telescope sitting right here. I don't know what to tell you. Literally a telescope there, dude. Price of refractors, dude. They can get expensive. Titan's pretty far away from Saturn. I don't remember exactly how far it is. He's a flat earth, I know. What was your first memory that you realized the stars in space fascinate you and you can't stop staring? Ooh, Saturn right here. That's my first object to see was Saturn. Saturn did it. Saturn and the moon, obviously. Saturn was the first object that I've seen as well. We pulled over a little bit. There we go. What is that shimmering star looking thing far away from Saturn on the left side? That's a moon. That's Titan. Titan's the second largest moon in our solar system, but that's Titan up there. Titan, and Claudius and Tethys, and then Rhea would be a little bit closer between the third one that you see. You go Titan and then come down real quick, but Titan and Claudius, Tethys, and then Rhea is back there. It's a little bit harder to see Rhea. Yeah, the 4SE is a really nice telescope. I like the 4SE. Are you out in the country? I am. What's the largest one? I thought Titan. So the largest one, Ganymede, over by Jupiter. Ganymede's the largest one. How far is Titan from Earth? I can tell you how far away Saturn is from Earth. It's roughly about it's roughly 795 million miles away. Oh, you got the Red Cat 51, dude? Oh, wow. That's an astrophotography's dream right there, huh? Any Red Cats are actually really nice for astrophotography. Our Saturn's moon's always revolving around the rings of Saturn, yep. Except the moonlets that are inside the rings of Saturn, then they revolve around inside the ringlets themselves. But there's little moonlets, like Pandora, for example, that are inside the rings, inside the main bands there. Could we ever go to Titan? I mean, like, as far as people, technically, I mean, we could. We technically could. I don't know that I'd want it, though, personally. I don't know that I'd actually want to. So everything revolves in line with the rings. Close to. The plane is very close to it. It's not perfect by any means. Like, sometimes the moons will be under, sometimes above the view of our ring, since we're edge on especially. But it's pretty close to the same plane. I think we need to go to Mars first. I would think it'd be pretty cool. Find Pandora's way too small for me to see. Astrophotography a hollow way. My walk can't keep up though. I bet, dude. Yeah, I bet. Problem isn't getting there. People is getting the people back alive. Yeah, that's going to be a major issue. Crazy when you realize how insignificant and small we are. How space is almost infinite, and no other advanced life forms have found us. I agree. Is there any video of Titan's surface? Yes, look up Cassini. Rings of Saturn. Can you show us another planet? We may hear in a bit. We might hear in a bit. We just swapped over to the western part of the sky, so any kind of movement we do is going to have to basically reset the telescope, which makes it kind of fun to try to get Saturn back. Have an amazing night, Evan. Thanks for coming in, bud. Reflection from Saturn takes between 1 hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, right now it's about like an hour and 20 minutes, roughly 70 minutes or so. Direction right now is almost due south. Almost due south here in Kansas City. Huygens. Oh, yeah. Huygens probe went down. How large is your telescope right now? C11. Using an 11-inch Smith cross-securing telescope. Using an 11-inch Smith cross-securing telescope currently. And here we got the brightness turned up, so we can see some of the moons. You can see 3 moons fairly easily, as long as you got the brightness in your phone turned up enough. Have you ever spotted something unidentified while watching your telescope? No, not really. We got to figure out a better way to travel. We need technology to help us survive that long of a journey. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ashley. It's pretty sharp. It's not too bad. Not too bad for obviously being bright like this, right? If we pull out some of the brightness, then we get a little bit more detail of Saturn itself, obviously. Let me see if we can do that real quick. Pull out some of it. Nope. Got the right buttons here. Gain. There it is. We get some of the details of Saturn come through. There's Saturn. Saturn doing Saturn things out there. Saturn always tilted. It does have a tilt to it. It is a tilt. Yep, near Kansas City. Can you spot the rock that's coming towards Earth? It's already below the horizon. You were talking about 3EI. It's below the horizon. Can telescope pick up the gas clouds and stuff like that? Yeah, absolutely. Can we zoom? This is how our setup is. Zoom comes back to needing to change out like the eyepiece of a telescope. That's where you actually get your zoom from, eyepiece or different camera. You got a ring? Nice. Betelgeuse? Depends on the perspective. Betelgeuse is really awesome. Does the planets orbit? Yeah, they orbit the sun. How much bigger is Saturn compared to the Earth? Roughly about 9 times as wide. You can put about 700 and whatever it is, 760 of our planets inside of its massive. Really big planet. Does it look like it will crash or pass by us? Pass by us. What's max zoom in 4K or 8K? What is max zoom? I'm not too sure what you mean exactly. What is max zoom in 4K? So like, obviously when you're looking through your eye, like you don't have the 4K, 8K in a huge sense. Don't know whether to pay rent or not. You better keep paying rent. Better keep paying rent. No, Jupiter's bigger. Jupiter's much bigger. You can put about 1,300 of our planets inside Jupiter. It's really massive. It's about 11, 12 of our planets wide. Really wide. Jupiter is very big. I'm going to bring down a little brightness. Actually do this real quick too. speed up the USB side stuff. See how it does. There we go. Should look a little cleaner. Are aliens visiting us? No. Highly doubt aliens will ever visit our planet. Sent over good pictures from Webb telescope. Of what, Saturn? It took a really good picture of Saturn. So I found fascinating that even the sun's light takes about 8 minutes. Yep, 8.2, 8.3 minutes roughly. Can we see it without a telescope? Yeah, it looks like a bright star. Saturn looks like a bright star. It's the most distant planet that you can see if you're naked eyes. Do a Rick and Morty debate. Is Pluto a planet? It's not. It's a dwarf planet. I can enjoy thinking about space for a while. But then when I think about the sun out there 500 times bigger than the biggest planet, I get scared. That's funny. That's really funny. Can you see Andromeda through your telescope? We can. Hey, what's up, Chris? My day was great. How's your day? Yeah, Webb is amazing. Webb's doing a really good job. Only talk to Joe when he's on. Okay. I say it doesn't have a tail. They don't think it's a comet. No, it has a tail. We observe a tail off of it. We see a coma off of it. It appears to be a comet. The light signatures are a little different, but it is interstellar, so always something new to learn for us. There's only been 3 interstellar objects that's been discovered here. Does Saturn look like it's moving away? What do you mean by moving away? It's getting a little bit closer to us currently. As close as it gets, when we zoom in, we get a little bit more zoomed in. What type of telescope are you using? C11. Drink pool water? Okay. Visual astronomy, can you see many DSO visually? A lot of your like globular clusters, you can see Orion, you can see pretty well. That's about it. Like, because obviously that longer focal length, like what a Schmidt-Cassegrain screen has, you get a much lower f ratio. So like the C11, C8, C6, C5, for example, or F10, natively F10, and then like the 4SE is like an F12 or F13. I always wanted to own a telescope, but finance the problem. I hear you. I'm glad you're able to come in here, though. Let's get free views of what's out there through a telescope. Discovering interstellar objects, we're finding them pretty quickly now. It's getting better. Yeah, we're getting better at it for sure. With the nuclear propulsion system, it was drawn up in the 70s. We can barely reach, in theory, 10% light speed. Yeah. Just speck of rain. In the same of things. Yeah, we really are. I'm gonna go light Titan's methane lakes on fire. Be right back. Oh my goodness. You got the C8. I got the C8 right here, but next to me as well. It's a really nice telescope. I really like the C8. Thanks, Rainbow. Have an amazing day, bud. Thanks for coming. Adios. What does Saturn look like? It's always tilted, or is it just that Saturn does have a tilt? Saturn actually has a tilt as it orbits around the sun, which we see that tilt. But it also can depend on the equipment, however the equipment's set up. Am I in NASA? No, I don't work for NASA. I do not work for NASA. Wow, it's kind of fun. Like the comments go forever, really fast for quite a while, and then all of a sudden it just comes to a nice little break, which is actually nice sometimes. Did you hear about what's that, Sean? I must have missed something there, bud. Oh, 4 interstellars on the way to 100 times. The 4th one? I have not heard about it. Do you think it's just an asteroid that's coming our way? Probably a comet. Mostly going to be a comet. Do you sleep in the observatory? Sometimes I end up passing out here. Is it possible to see the asteroid belt through the telescope? We can see objects in the asteroid belt. For example, Ceres, which is the most, I should say the closest dwarf planet that we have in the solar system. Yeah, I try to keep up the comments as much as I can. That's a nice little break sometimes. Yeah, it appears to be just a comet. There's a lot of people who are going to put videos out there, obviously, for clickbait, saying, oh, it's coming to Mars, for example, or it's coming whatever. There's a lot of clickbait stuff out there for sure. Got to be careful with that kind of stuff. Looks like we got a little bit of cloud coverage coming through. I do not see. Yeah, we do got a little bit of cloud coverage. No! Go away, clouds. Thanks, Saker. I appreciate that. It's a spectacular comment. Yeah, Hellbop was really a spectacular. I mean, obviously 3i is as well. When you look at the light patterns from 3i. It's really crazy. Get to look at the research papers and you see like how it actually appears. It's like, it's wild. If we travel the speed of light, we ain't going to get far. No, we really won't. Really won't. I experienced this, but Bob Laser kind of explained how it would be possible to travel in space. He did. Yeah, he tried. Well, there it is, Saturn. Now what? Saturn for a minute. Have you followed the ISS before? Yeah, with the hand controller. What's your take on the speed of light and comparing it to how computers work? Ooh, that's a tough one. So, computers themselves are a little different, right? I don't know if you're talking about like networking. So, obviously, fiber uses light for the speed, so it's really, really fast. It goes around like Earth, like 3.6 times in a second. So it's like super, super fast, obviously, which uses a light signal. As the Milky Way surrounding Saturn. Saturn is in the Milky Way. Yeah, it looks really good tonight. We got a little bit of what looks like thin clouds you can see here. See a little bit of noise coming through some of the thin clouds covering us up. Coolest planet in the universe? Do you think Saturn's the coolest planet in the universe? Yeah, the clouds are really kind of making it pop a little bit. Got the have something tracking right. Saturn moves. Yeah, we're using a EQ6R Pro mount. Been trying to explain to a computer 320 years ago. Yeah. Are you saying that because of their speed, or were you referring to a different comment? I don't remember. I must have missed something. I was referring to the speed of light, I think, of computer. And I kind of took it more towards the network side and using fiber. Can we someday watch a Voyager through the telescope? No, it's way out there. It's like way too small for me to even see. Imagine Noah Edge of the universe edge. Info dump on us on the Saturn hexagon storm, if you would. We really don't know. The best answer to it is we really just don't know. We observe it. It may very well be how the winds are oriented around the North Pole, but we just don't know. Honestly, don't know. Is this from camera or camera on scope? Camera on the scope. Telescope right there on the bottom. I don't know if you can see the telescope or not, but we're using a telescope and the camera's connected to the back of the telescope there. Yes, we know you just don't understand. What's that? Dude, the comments are like everywhere right now. Why is the speed of light in the universe speed of light? Because it's just what the speed of light is, unless it's interacted with. It's just a set speed. Solid shape of it is really weird. It only appears round. What's that? Must have missed something there too. The comments are everywhere right now. Is your telescope's capable of zooming into moon surface? For the most part, yeah. We can see the impact craters pretty well. Yeah, regular polygons turns well, but you were a true scholar to say. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, there's no real answer to it. What if vibrations have something to do with the hexagon? I don't know. I don't know about that one. I would highly doubt. I'd highly doubt that would be the case. More like a graphic card that determined that reality. We're NPC. I mean, I guess you can go with that. Saturn looks like this. It looks really cool. Yeah, kind of looks like an angel in a way. I'm guessing the sight generating is because the light goes. Yeah, it's a light going through the atmosphere, causing it to be distorted in a sense. Computational limit of the universe. Yeah, it is. The only thing faster than the speed of light is going to be the expansion of the universe. Space is scary and fascinating at the same time. I would agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. What do you know? Right now, I don't know anything. Speed of light is based on the permittivity, the electric field, and the permeability, the magnetic field of free space. Black holes are overflowers. Black holes are overflowers. What the heck is going on here? Dude, I'm actually lost myself. Their thing doesn't move. There's a lot of stuff out there. Move and do. Saturn is so far from the scope that you can see the cracks in ground explosion spots from meteors. Beautiful, especially if you have some colored lens. Are you talking about Saturn or the moon itself? Space-time or space expansion in motion? Space expansion in motion. Yeah, the conversation went all kinds of wild. Do you know what Bitcoin is? Nope, I don't. No clue. Oh, the moon. I got you. Yeah, absolutely. Not really cracks, though. Fissures. Don't see cracks per se. Yeah, I don't know what he was even talking about, honestly. The conversation got me so, like, confused right now, though. Moonstones show in comparison to Saturn. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, solid surface where Saturn's mostly gas. Hydrogen being the main gas that we see, and then helium, phosphine, methane, and so on. Why is it coming closer? I saw the moons disappeared. Saturn itself, why is it coming closer? It's just its orbit, how orbital mechanics work of the planets. Mass curve space-time, it does. Your views of the universe past the heliopause has distorted the sun's mass curves of space around the solar system. Doesn't the gravitational lensing change the position? So, somewhat, a little bit. Ask that UFO to probe you. Okay, cool story. Can you still planet gaze in the daytime through the telescope? You can for the most part. Like, it's a lot harder, obviously. Venus, Jupiter being the two easier ones. Do you think the Mars crystals will help me get my tea faster? Joe's going so fast, Crash. I appreciate it, Chris. I don't know about the tea. I don't know. You can look at the sun. You can look at the sun. Absolutely. Hey, Son, how's it going, bud? You need a filter, though? Yeah, definitely you need a white light filter. If you ever look at the sun, make sure you do it properly. Make sure you do heavy research and maybe even have someone to help guide you on observing the sun. Always put your like a piece of paper behind it and let it sit there for like 30 seconds behind the eyepiece. See if it gets warmed up any before you even try to get your eye close. And honestly speaking, I would just set up my camera or phone to the eyepiece to be able to observe the sun. Try not to use your eyes. Scroll down into here. Well, don't know what that is. Oh, it's Saturn. Right now we're looking at Saturn. This is Saturn live currently. Moon will hurt your eyes on a full moon. It can definitely hurt your eyes a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't want it. I've seen some horrific videos of people, especially like this last solar eclipse down in Mexico. There was a kid at a school that went up and looked into a telescope that did not have a filter on it. I've seen some really horrific videos of people using telescopes while looking at the sun. Not properly set up, and it's horrible. It was absolutely horrible to see. I actually have a friend that that has problems with one of their eyes because of doing something very similar. Oh, the moon emits less than half the light that it receives. It's like 12%. It emits about 12% of the light that it receives from the sun. Very small amount. Yeah, definitely got hurt, yeah. Hello from an island. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome in, bud. Wear my sunglasses at night so I can see so... Oh, yeah. Full moon through my telescope. Dude, that makes sense, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I use a variable lunar filter usually. We're using a wide field lens. No, this is a dedicated camera. This is actually a planetary camera, so our field of view is really, really small. It's really not that big at all. Relatively small field of view. Dude, no, it makes a lot of sense to use your sunglasses when observing the moon, like on a full moon night. Yeah, it don't reflect much. It's like 12%. Albedo of the moon is like 12%. It's crazy. Reference song. Oh, I must have missed something there. Where was? Oh, okay. I got you. Hey, Fort Wayne, Indiana, in the house. What's up? How's it going? That song, Where My Sunglasses. Dude, I need to listen to music more, I guess. I've never heard of that one. Dude. Man. Alright, sounds good. Sounds good, Jenny. Corey Hart song. I'll have to look it up for sure. That sounds pretty cool. I'll definitely look it up. See if I can do a little bit of focus on the telescope. Looks like it's a little bit harder to see Titan currently though, right? I can barely see Titan up there right now. Let's pull down some of the brightness. Kind of enjoy the view of Saturn and the striations here. It's an 80s song. Oh, okay. I got you. What's the estimated distance between Earth and Saturn? Right now, it's roughly about 795 million miles away. What evidence do we actually have of the man on the moon? There's a lot of evidence of the, I don't know if you're speaking of like the man on the moon that we see in perspective or men being on the moon, but there's a lot of evidence. You can look up the USSR, Russia photos. You can look up China photos, India, Japan. Also lunar reconnaissance orbiter, you can use the retroreflective mirrors and bounce lasers off of them. If you really like watching TV, Mythbusters actually did an episode on the retroreflective mirrors on the moon. I wonder what the first sighting of Saturn was like. He thought it had handles. He thought Saturn had handles. Favorite barbecue place in Kansas City? Dude, any of them. I love barbecue as it is, so I don't have one that I would say is my favorite. Like, there's a lot of really good barbecue places here in St. Joe. A lot. There's a lot of them. Pretty sure that there are alien bases on the moon. Is that true? No, we don't observe any bases on the moon. IB Prince is the man on the moon. Nice. There's a man on the moon in the form of ashes right now. It's going to be a scientist shoemaker. And then 12 men, of course, walked on the moon. Does the moon really taste like cheese? I suppose no. No, it's going to taste like radioactive rocks. It's going to taste like pretty much if you picked a rock up off the ground here and chewed on or something. Yeah, faking the moon landing pre-CGI world would been pretty much more expensive. Yeah, and obviously the quality of the video would be a lot better than what we see. Explain what we're seeing from time to time for newbies. Saturn, I guess. I don't. I guess right now we're looking at Saturn currently. Currently looking at Saturn. You're new. Hey, welcome by the way, Jacob. Appreciate you having me here, man. Yeah, right now we're hanging out with Saturn. Hey, what's up, Craig? How you doing, bud? Glad to have you in as well. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. I'm new to the YouTube side, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun here, whether we're looking at planets, moons around planets, galaxy nebulae, star clusters, stellar clusters, stellar inertias, all kinds of wild stuff. Even our moon. Sometimes the sun in the day. Not always, though. I don't like doing the sun in the day, but sometimes we'll do the sun in the day. From where? Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri. What planets are you able to see the rings on from here on Earth? None. Just Saturn. We know that there's rings around the other planets. We know that there's rings around all of our gas planets, but we can only see the rings around Saturn. Does space actually smell like burnt metal? The astronauts that landed on the moon said that the material that kind of magnetized to their outfits or was collected on their outfits, it smelled like burnt gunpowder. Ever seen things that move wrong? I have not. Great place to be, not to hear everyone. Yeah, arguing about politics for once. Yeah, 100%. Calming stream. I'd appreciate that. That's what I always try to do. Obviously, we came from another platform, very large over on another platform, and it's just how it's always been. Try not to get into politics or religion. It's just one of the best things we can do. Make sure everybody feels welcome. I think having a belief is amazing. I think everybody having their beliefs is just really awesome. I don't look down to anybody for any type of beliefs. Obviously, I have my own. But when we're doing this, I think it's really cool that we can come together and just enjoy the things that we actually view. What was the other platform? TikTok. Our most modern telescopes, most scientists actually say its existence a collection of English full fork and retold 80s movie tropes. Missed something on that one. Not too sure what that reference is for. No, Jenny's one of my long-time moderators now. You mentioned politics. That's true. I did mention it, didn't I? That is true. I did mention it. Yep, I try not to, though. I try to keep politics and religion all out of the view for sure. I think it's better that we can all just relax after a long day and just enjoy the things that we get to look at here, talk about those things that we look at. The things that we talk about is going to be science-based, which means the things that we can actually observe, test, repeatedly test, and come to conclusions in the understandings that we have. Yeah, Jenny's awesome. Jenny is super awesome. Thanks, I appreciate that. Honestly, thank you. Appreciate that. Astronaut said the moon smelled like fireplace ashes. Yeah, like gunpowder, roughly. Australia doesn't exist. That's funny. We know Ohio don't exist. Yeah. Yeah, Ohio don't. No, I agree with that one up there, for sure. I agree with you, Craig. You know when politics is lying because they're talking. Yeah, that's true. If it was daytime, could you get the same visual as you have now? No, not at all. We don't get the same, I think the easiest way to say like contrast per se. So a lot more blue starts to come in. It gets a little harder to see stuff because the atmosphere starts to get lit up by the blue light that comes through. From where can you see the Milky Way? Dark skies, absolutely. Have you seen the update about 3i Atlas? I haven't seen any updates in the past probably 2 days. Venus, yeah, Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter is relatively easier to observe in the daytime. Venus gets a little too close to the sun, obviously. Jupiter tends to be kind of easy to observe in the daytime, especially probably within like the first 2 to 3 hours after sunrise to about that when it comes sunset. I'm on Mars. Cheers from Queensland, Australia, Mars. Hey, what's up? Australia's in the house. What's up, Ian? How you doing, bud? I don't know. Someone said Australia didn't exist. I got no clue. No clue. Sometimes it gets a little wild. The conversations sometimes really confuse me for sure. They get way out there. We believe you may. Say I told you. I got no clue. Don't ask me. That's where we can zoom in and see things on the moon pretty good. Yeah, absolutely. When you realize you can see the moon during the day, yeah. Agree. No, I definitely agree. Do you see that video of the helicopter and the Hellfire Messer? Builds UFO and it hits it and breaks rocket with oxygen. I haven't seen it. I've seen people reference stuff like that, but I haven't seen it. Been an angle soon. We'll not be able to see the ring. So edge on. We should have already passed edge on by now. If you get a chance, you should go to the moon, please. Not where I can see it currently. Here's the camera right above the observatory here, and this is basically what we can see. So you can see the moon itself is not where we can see. Uranus is just now coming above the tree. The tree lines off to the east. Yeah, it's just not where we can observe the moon currently. We keep it neutralized like Switzerland here. Yes. Oh crap. That's. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Jenny. Yeah. Pretty much my moderators are, yeah, whenever anything politics or religion comes up, they're going to basically mute it. So, just a safe thing to do. Switzerland, but in space, yeah. It's worth a watch just out of curiosity. That's true. It's worth on for sure. Sure, because that is what is flying right in the middle, but clearly hit something. Even if it was, like, you need to find out, like, is it AI or anything, you know? There's a lot of AI now on the internet. Obviously, it makes it a little scary per se. A little bit. Hey, what's up, Dobbs? How you doing? I see you. Kansas City, Missouri. AI is crummy, I agree. Why can we see the moon during the day? Because it orbits around Earth, and sometimes it's in a daytime position. Any update on the Space Force I keep hearing about? Not that I know of. I don't really follow the Space Force, to be honest. If I get a pig, I'll name it after you. My goodness. That's funny. Major illusion and ultimate destruction. I don't know what that just said, but movement. Oh, dude, we don't want to say it like that though. First time I watched your channel, I was wondering if it's AI until I looked at the location and the moon's around Saturn. Yeah, I get it. There's so much AI out there. It's really tough for sure. Really tough for sure. Ali, some time back, we had a light in the sky. It was in the news, but no one knows what it was. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Have mirrors on the moon. Retroreflective mirrors. My question is there any way that we can look back at Earth? So you bounce lasers off them. The way they're designed to be able to bounce like 50-watt lasers off those mirrors and receive the signal back to be able to determine distance. Which people label AI generated stuff, but they just want the clicks and views, though. They probably never do. AI is destroying the internet. I think it also destroys trust in a huge sense. I think it destroys a lot of trust. But most people that do the AI obviously are all about the views. They just want the views of people to click and they want to feel seen, I guess. Something going on, huh? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. What's up, Freeze Neons? How you doing, bud? Yeah, it destroys people's abilities to solve their own problems. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Sometimes I recognize AI immediately, but there's a few times like I'll have to watch it a few times and just like, especially watch like finger movement and stuff. Finger movement really gives it away. But there are times that like it can be kind of tricky to determine if it's AI or not. Mining M3 nuclear fusion reactors. At the beginning of the internet. Yeah, not to believe everything you see. Yeah, so true. And it really means something nowadays. Is Nibiru real? We have not discovered Nibiru. Has not been discovered. Where we seeing Saturn now to the south of my location. Like I'm looking in the south, general south area. But I'm in Kansas City area though. Nibiru. Not trust anyone on the internet as well. That's true. It looks clean. It almost looks like it's like a slowed down version too. Yeah. Yeah, AI is only going to get better and better. People start downloading stuff. I agree. I think that's going to be one major issue a lot of people have. AI is going to take over the ability of people being able to provide a sense of human in a major way. If you're in Indianapolis to the south, almost look straight up, look south, and then look up. Probably like 5 fists. If you put your fist out and just start stacking them, go up like about 5 or so. Maybe even like 7. Depends on how big your fists are, but roughly about 5 or so. You can also download an application like Stellarium, for example, or Night Sky or something like that, and it'll help you detect where objects are in the sky. Always had trust issues. Think I'm going to survive, not trust anything. Yeah, dude, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I'm kind of the same way. I have a hard time trusting people in general. So I get it. Robots have gasoline in minds. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Stellarium is good. I agree. I think Stellarium's really awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Shocking discoveries. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for. Sorry, my throat started itching. I appreciate you for sure. Wow, I even made the telescope move when I did that. That's crazy. That's a kind of like a deep itch in my throat right there. And by the way, if you are just coming in, we're looking at Saturn. This is a live view of Saturn through an 11-inch telescope. Jupiter up yet? I think it's actually starting to pop up. Let's see how far up it is, though. Yeah, it just came up. The moon's starting to come up as well. They're really low, though. Jupiter's like about 7 degrees currently. The moon is just starting to come up over the horizon. Pleiades, Uranus is up currently. Have gardening season soon. Yours is over. Yeah, same. If your angle, your telescope can see the aurora's light, or does it work that way? You wouldn't want to through the telescope because you're so zoomed in. You just wouldn't get that field of view. You know what I mean? It'd be a horrible way to observe the auroras. But I do love the auroras. But we got cameras for that though. You know, Walter, thank you so much for the sub, man. I appreciate that. Let's see what this one said. Oh, let's see if I can get it. La última vez que la vi. El canon telescopio está bien. Why is it blurry? Kind of the question. Es porque es cuánto distancia y de como de atmosphere aquí en mi location. Or donde soy es soy desde aquí en Kansas City, Missouri. Es poco nubes, así es poquito problemas. Coming to winter. Here in the USA, we're going to be coming up on winter soon. It's like I'm going to sleep tonight. So captivated by this live stream. I don't know how much longer we'll actually be able to go for. We're going to have a period where Saturn here soon will actually get behind tree lines, and then we're not going to really have anything. It's going to be like stars or something like that until the point that Jupiter actually comes up. You speak French too? I do not. May I ask some dimensions for a good scope? Good lens. Oof. I don't know. It depends on what you want to do. Like if you want to do like deep space type stuff, like you don't want anything major. But if you want to do like planetary views and you want something decent, that's kind of tough. It's such a hard way to answer the question because there's so many different things you can do in astronomy, and those different things are going to depend on what you actually what you would actually use. Get access to a 33-inch telescope, dude. That's massive. That's really massive. You know a little K John French? Not much. Don't test me. That's funny. No good French word too. Yo, Ian, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. You speak French toast and quesadilla? Me too. I love French toast. French toast is good. Can you tell me your favorite anime? I don't watch anime. I personally don't watch much TV at all. Thanks, Mario. Appreciate it, man. Next time I'll be on here dancing just because everybody says I don't ever dance or something. I don't know. No, I'm joking out. You'll never see me dance on here. Never see me dancing on here. No guy in Wisconsin who built his own 50-inch telescope. That's massive. That's crazy. That's actually really crazy. I couldn't imagine the weight. I could not imagine the weight at all. Neil? Yeah. Important question. What's your favorite star and planet? Probably between Vega, Bomba Hut when it comes to stars. Planet, our planet to observe, probably Jupiter. Then behind that, Venus, and probably Saturn. Living in much light pollution, so he moved himself to northern Wisconsin. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, thanks, Tia. I appreciate it, man. Don't see more stars. Is it because you're focused on Saturn? Yeah, it's the brightness of Saturn that we're trying to pay attention to. Like if you turn up the brightness course and you start to pick up the moons, you keep going, then you'll pick up like bright stars. For example, like right here, you can start to see some of the moons. For example, I think you can actually see a star, like to the bottom left of Saturn here. Start to see kind of a star trying to poke through. But it's all about the brightness, how much your exposure is. Making you hungry for snacks. Amazing with the show. It looks really good in this telescope. I think the moon looks really good. Someone's going to make an AI of you dancing now. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Saturn looks pretty decent tonight, though, for the most part. Does look pretty decent. This road is. Yeah, it's a live view of Saturn. Live view, beautiful Saturn. See if I can tilt the camera on the bottom here. Pretzels? What? Why would you want to eat pretzels? Is it? Huh. I'm not sure. My bad. Maybe it's. I don't know. I don't know why I'd be doing it, to be honest. Here's the back of the telescope. If you guys want to see a little bit more of the telescope down there. Isn't that where the Jetsons live? Sure. Yep. They were called Dancing with the Stars. Oh my goodness. What the heck? That's funny. For your first anime, if you ever want it. Okay, I got you. PayPal, I don't have a Patreon or anything. Remind me of Art Bell. Really, rowdy suppository. That's funny. Wish your life was available on widescreen. Yeah, I always kind of question like if it makes sense to be on the widescreen as well or not. To do it just vertical or also horizontal. I don't know though. I don't know if it would be that great. I honestly don't know. I may just be kind of picky at the same time. What are the rings made of? Mostly ice. Mostly ice. Morning, Mario. It's mostly ice, though, with the rings. If it was horizontal. Josh asked me about that last night, actually. Yeah, I think what happens, though, is you get kind of mixed up between the shorts side and then also the video side, though. So the king maker through hardship. Gotcha. Is dancing around a little bit more than usual. Right now, yeah, the atmosphere is definitely coming in. We were supposed to have a lot of clouds tonight, but we don't have very many clouds at all. But it does say clouds are going to be coming in, so there's probably a lot of moisture starting to build up. Blue Flame Night. Solid recommendation, one of my favorite 10. I'll rewatch it yearly. That's pretty cool. Does the individual ice block with Saturn's ring count as a moon? So there's moonlets inside of Saturn's rings. There are moonlets. How far do you have to look to be viewing the past? Everything you look at's in the past. Every single thing. Which moon in the solar system do you think has the best chance for life? Probably Europa. Europa, maybe Titan. And Claudius. But probably Europa. Europa is a really good candidate. Have you ever seen the Tesla car up there? No. Which location are you watching this? Kansas City, Missouri. Carpentry is your life. Nice, dude. Have you seen Apophysis? I have not. Moonlets, yep. Bunch of moonlets in between the rings. Oh, thanks, Craig. Appreciate it, man. Honestly, thank you so much, bud. It gets too much radiation from Jupiter. Yeah, but it has a massive ocean with the ice on top that protects it quite a bit. There's a lot of protection there as well. I was from sunny Arizona. What's up, Jen? How you doing? How's everything going? Public access optics anymore. There are scopes you can watch 3i Atlas before the sun bleeds it out. We'll probably see it afterwards. Probably like near the end of October. We'll be able to start seeing 3i. All right, Jer. Sounds good, bro. Have a good night, man. Thanks for coming back and hanging with us. Got Real Cali from Vegas. Welcome in. How you doing? Are you seeing the incoming asteroid that is changing speed and course? Not changing speed and course. It sounds more like you watched a video that was like clickbait and was feeding you some stuff that's not accurate at all. Hi, Hayden. Have a good night, bud. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, man. Appreciate you. Hey, Ryan. What's up, man? Good evening, Ryan. Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Hi, Jer. Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. I don't know why, but like I got this like really tired feeling currently. Like just here recently too, I just like start feeling really tired. Man, I'm getting old or something, huh? Yep, beautiful Saturn, really. Dude, please have you seen any UFOs ever? I have not. And about the jacuzzi today, made beef stew and cheddar biscuits and brownies. What? This is a wild mix-up, Jen. We got the pole jacuzzi, beef stew, cheddar biscuits, and brownies. Have you ever seen anything strange in the sky? I have not, but this is this sounds awesome though. One set up with the scope with zero light pollution. Cotus Dean's Mountain. Wow, nice. Hey, Humble. Thanks for coming in, bud. I always try to maybe it's because I'm still getting over being sick. Oh, I got you. Yeah, there's just been so much going on this week that I'm just exhausted. It's been a long week for sure. You think Claudius might be a better candidate? It could be. It very well could be. Absolutely. It very well could be. AI said someone. Cool story. Oh my goodness, Caleb. Oh, thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that, man. Can't find 3i. Nah, it's already set. Currently cannot see it. It's already set for my location. At the end of October, we'll be able to see it, though. Should be able to. Yeah, it's only Wednesday. I know. My little dude, he's 7 years old. He had oral surgery Monday. And we had to drive like 2 hours just to deal with that. And today we had a massive party we had to go to. It's just so much going on. How do you call me on a phone? Free camping on under in Blitzen River. Seems as a protected sky. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. From where am I filming? Kansas City. I'm over by Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, he's doing great. He's doing good. It was oral surgery. That wasn't nothing major. Your dental hygienist. Go with. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Jen. Yeah, he did really good. It's local anesthesia. And they did a couple of crowns and then protective and then pulled one of his baby teeth. It wasn't too bad. It was just whatever, but obviously it was get up early after streaming all night, and then that night I think I still streamed did I stream last night? I think I did. And then we had the party tonight, and that involved a few drinks, and then here we are again, streaming again. So yeah, just nonstop. I did stream last night. I thought I did, but I don't even remember, to be honest. That's why you're sleepy, man. Yeah. You guys will find out that I tend to sleep a couple hours a night. Like, we'll stream, and then I'll still get up in the day and do everything that I do, so. Yeah. Oh, man. Gets pretty wild. It does have a ring. Ain't it cool? Ain't it super cool to get to see it? And right now we're edge on, so we're seeing it like the ring actually edge on. It's really, really wide, but super thin. Really beautiful ring. Really beautiful. I was wondering because it seemed like someone said I was cutting out, so I'm like, man, my voice must be going downhill. Like I know I'm getting tired when I start talking quietly and start mumbling. Hey, good night, man. I appreciate you, Sager. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. That's a beautiful telescope. This is a really beautiful telescope. You thought NASA was lying about what Saturn looks like? No. You were here last night. If you need to take the night off, go relax. No, that's not blame you. We got a little bit more time. We'll go for it a little bit more. I ain't scared. I ain't scared nothing. I just realized I am getting tired because, like, all of a sudden, like someone mentioned, whenever, like, the microphone kind of cuts out the background noise. Obviously, we got. I'll show you guys kind of the setup here. Let's see if I can actually carry my microphone properly, though. That seemed to have been an issue last night. Let's see if I can carry it. Copy. Try it this way. Can you hear me or no? Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so this is the control room, the observatory, and why it kind of cuts it out. Obviously, we got the there's a air conditioner sets right here. Air conditioner heater keeps the area cool. And then you guys up on the computers. Basically, what we see. This shows me the location, like the moons. Controls the telescope. There's the video that you guys are also seeing that gets pushed over to you. This is called SharpCap. If anybody ever wonders, this SharpCap, this is what connects to the telescope. So all the controls here, like the brightness and everything. This one here actually controls the telescope. Then the telescope's right through that door right there. But kind of just what it is. Little control room, 3D printers, and more telescopes sitting around, beanbag chairs. It's kind of a nice setup, though. But when someone tells me that they can no longer hear, I'm guessing I'm getting tired and just kind of fading away a little bit. Audio cut and came back. I must be too tired. That's so funny. Yeah, it's really nice in here, though. It is really nice. Not even the same room telescope. No, it's in the room right next to me. So, like, let me turn the camera right there. I don't know if you can see the camera on the bottom where the chat is. So the camera, let me kind of point it a little bit lower. So the door that I just showed you guys is like basically right here, right in front of where we're looking at. Right there, per se. I don't know if you can see it very well though, but somewhere down there is that door. So that door is the one right here. Really nice setup. Then there you can see a cable. So like there, let's see, that cable like right here underneath me, there's like a little cable, and that's what pulls the roof on and off. How much did the telescope cost? The telescope can be like, The setup itself is about 6 to 7 grand with everything here, but the telescope, like 4K or so. This one that we're using currently. Able to see the Seven Sisters Pleiades? Yeah, it's up there. It's in the view that we can see here. Yep, built all by myself. A lot of fun. Retractable roof. Yep. Roll-off roof. Observatory. Essentially what it is. How many miles away are we from that? From Saturn? It's roughly about 795 million miles away. Yeah, Pleiades would be right over here in our view. Let's see if I can actually spot Pleiades here. Maybe like turned completely wild right now. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see anything right now. You can tell there's a lot of thin clouds now. A lot of stars aren't showing up. Cannot read that at all. Except it's cheaper than me getting frostbite. Oh my goodness. Definitely say that. See if it works for you, though. I'm all about it. Let's see if that works for you. That'd be really awesome. How long have I been into astronomy? Since I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old. West Valley of Buckeye, Arizona. Still hot for you. 69 degrees here currently in Kansas City. Things that we can do as a human race. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. I do agree. Ever seen the ratings on YouTube before? I appreciate Jerry. Honestly, thank you, man. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us and enjoying the view. It's a lot of fun, though. Doing this is a ton of fun. There's a lot of fun to it. The best image? Nah, we can get better images. It's just, this is a live view. That's what Saturn looks like live from Earth. I always love rainstorms. You're from the East Coast. I love storms. 69 degrees sounds pretty nice. Yeah, it's hot though. Like when you're inside the observatory here, it's like really hot because there's no windows. Then you got the other roof that rolls right above my head, and it's hot in here though. So this thing, I have it run like 83 degrees, so it's not really kicking up, but it's pretty warm in here. And of course, I got 2 shirts on that probably don't help. Turn on the AC. It's running. It's just fan right now though. It's just on fan. If I turn it up way too loud, then it gets kind of noisy. I don't want to go through the microphone and start cutting out more of the audio. A decent storm. Yep, in Kansas City today, finally. There was quite a bit of storms that fired up. Yeah, well, I mean, there's an undershirt. I went to a party, so I'm still like wearing my jeans, my shoes, socks, 2 shirts. Yeah, I'm pretty much about as warm as it gets for this time of morning. The rings are facing the wrong axis. This must be AI generated. Yep, that must be it. I always love to hear the rain and go to the Virginia beach. Yeah, I like, personally, like I won't get too much into it, I guess, but I enjoy storms. I love storms. Spec of the scope, I have a pile of scrap. Still, I'm welder. I'm all bored and I can find a lens grinder. Ooh, if you can get in a lens grinder now, that gets a little wild because obviously like a refractor is a little easier to build if you can do lens grinding. That's pretty cool because if you do something like the Smith cast screen, for example, then you got to get the primary lens plus the corrector plate to be like really even. Like it's insane. But this one is 11 inch. That's an 11-inch telescope I'm currently using. But yeah, look at building like a refractor. I think that'd be a lot of fun, especially since you can do some lens grinding. John, I don't ever blanket on my hammock watching stars. Chris, that's amazing, bro. Love it. Find a pulsar. That'd be pretty fun. Every now and then there's a good pulsar that we can actually locate, but I don't know of any currently that would be able to swing to. I'm sure there's a few. I just don't know of any off the top of my head. There's some here. Hot West Valley. Gotcha. By the way, Fanta tonight. I don't even have sweet tea. Drinking Fanta Chucky, by the way. Fanta Chucky's Punch, apparently. It's not that great. Do you see Neptune? We can capture Neptune. It's just hard right now. I haven't even swapped the telescope to be on the west side of the sky looking off, or sorry, the east side of the pier looking off into the west side. If we did that, then we'd be taking a bit just to find Saturn again. Sonic ice with H juice. I'm good. H juice. Peach juice. Okay. All right. About to say, what? How's the moon look tonight? Not up where we can see it. Here's a live view of above the observatory if you want to see it. I'm pulling the all sky. This is basically a look up above the observatory, and it's not even close to even high enough to even see. Not even close to high enough to see. Do you see the Titan, the moon, and Saturn? We can. Absolutely. Let me pull it in. Get some more light. And you can see 3 moons currently. But Titan's that brighter one. Whoa! Right going. Right there. Titan's one right about in the center. See, kind of like jiggling around. I need to slow that down a little bit. Why are we moving so fast tonight? I'm really moving. What's Beetle guys look like through the scope? A dot. It looks like a dot. You can get like refraction spikes and stuff. It's not that great though. There's just a little bit of every type of geostone, man, clearly. Whereas the moon's just coming up over the horizon. It's not where we can see it. Do you have a program that tracks planets, or do you have to manually move it? So it tracks a go-tos for us, so we just tell where to go, and it swings over for us. Really nice setup. Then, of course, it tracks it through the sky, through the right ascension. Follows it right through. I can't get the moon. It's not up where I can see it. Is that Papa Rick? No way. What's up, Papa Rick? How's it going, Rick? Yeah, but it's not a view. When the moon does come up, it'd be off in this. There's Pleiades right there. I can actually see Pleiades. I don't know if you guys can see that. If you get rid of the chat or something, but Pleiades, I don't know. That way, in the lower view. This drink is not good, just so you guys know. It's just what I have. It has a kick. Kind of a horrible kick, to be honest. Horrible kick. Saturn's kind of like a creamish color. Has more of a cream color to it. See if I can pull it in a little better so you can actually see Saturn. Get just enough light. There you go. It's Fanta Chucky's Punch. And it has a weird kick to it. It's not good. I don't suggest it. It's just what I have. I thought it sounded good. Don't taste good, though. Definitely doesn't taste good. We want to build a rocket for a physics major. I'd love to get back on a real project. Be awesome. Enjoy getting out and doing stuff with your hands, huh? From a spear. Dude, they're just not good. It's not that great of a drink. I don't know. I read Punch. I was thinking it should be decent. Not really. Have you watched Alien Earth? Not good, but not good. Not much about space travel though. I don't know. I'm not sure if I've seen that one. Like I've seen a lot of the History Channel alien stuff. It's pretty fascinating. Pretty crazy. I don't know why they played on History Channel. But yeah, I am exhausted for sure. I think I'm ready to call tonight. Hopefully things work pretty well. Yeah, I remember when History Channel was about history. Yep. Now it's about whatever I guess people will watch. Pretty crazy. Then fruitcake Mountain Dew I had last year. What the heck? Fruitcake Mountain Dew. That don't even sound good for sure, man. Well, build things. I'm not lab rat. Yeah. Been 15 years as an equipment tech and mine tech. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. We'll be back though. This week here in Kansas City looks like it's going to be a rainy week. So streaming's going to be a little while. Make sure you hit the sub and turn on notifications, and we'll be back though. We'll get it going. You had to try it. Oh my goodness, no. I appreciate it, you guys. Again, thanks so much for hanging out and enjoying Saturn with us tonight. And you guys want to watch it actually take off, I can show you guys kind of what we do here, how things kind of work. But here we go. I'll let the telescope do its thing. It's going to go now and park itself, which basically means that it's going to lay flat so the roof can slide over on top of the location of where it's located at. See if I can point a little better at the telescope. Let's see it do its move around here. But yeah, hey, thank you all so much again. Camera wobbly, did Earth hit a patch of gravel? I mean, things are always moving, man, so you always have a little bit of wobble. Always see a little bit of wobble when you get a live view. That's what live views look like. Again, clear skies, yo, hopefully. We'll be back on just as soon as I can, as long as the weather kind of tries to hold up for us, and hopefully it holds up a little bit, and then we can get back at it. Clear skies. Have an amazing day, y'all. Or amazing night, whichever it shall be. Oh, thanks, Jenny. I appreciate it. But we'll see y'all soon. Night.